Stephen Kepler. Joined with me is Coach Bill Long. The Okanagan Sun hosting the Prince George Kodiaks this evening. 29 degrees, a touch smoky this afternoon or this evening. Now the Sun are 2-1 to start the season. Not a very respectable record right now. They came off a win against the Huskers last week. Kodiaks 1-2. They came off of a pretty rough game last weekend. I want to talk about Darryl Overstreet for just a second here, and I know Kodiaks fans will not want to hear about this because Darryl Overstreet, quarterback for the Langley Rams, shattered a record last weekend, having 10 touchdowns against Prince George. That's I told Bill just heading up the stairs here to the broadcast booth, and Bill you were sitting in shock a little bit for that one, weren't you, Coach?
People don't usually get that over the course of a season. You know, and have whether, you know, as a quarterback you pass, you can rush for touchdowns, and you get, you know, credit for those, but that's just ridiculous. I mean, but in watching the one game that they played against the Sun, I went, yeah, I can see that, because he was not able to be controlled.
Well, he came into the BCFC and the CJFL wanting to make a statement, and he definitely made his statement last week against the Prince George Kodiaks up in PG. He came from Iowa University, where he was number 5 in passing all time, number 4 in touchdowns thrown all time. So he's a seasoned quarterback who knows how to ball out, and he came up to Langley, and he's got one thing on his mind, and that's winning a Canadian championship. And yeah, I got to tell you that I see the Cullen Cup down there, and Overstreet and the Rams have a good chance at winning it this year. Well,
they put the numbers up. I mean, you look at Overstreet's passing; he's got almost three times as many yards as the guy in second place.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense.
Now, I do want to talk about Marcus Christos a little bit, quarterback for the Okanagan Sun. Liam Kruger suffered a pretty bad injury against Langley. You watched that game. It looked like it was a pretty tough one then if he's out for 2 weeks, 3 weeks straight, almost with a bye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Christos, though, last week, he balled out against the Chilliwack Huskers. He had 13 completions, 210 yards, 3 touchdowns, 5 rushing attempts for 77 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had an excellent game.
He can run, and we were joking the one game where, you know, he rambled for 40 yards, and he pretty much doubled his career total because all of his other rushing attempts were from the Wildcat formation, where he's only running 2 or 3 yards and getting short yardage touchdowns. But man, he got outside of the tackles and he was gone. He's a big guy.
Now, is it a bit of a problem when you've got 2 good quarterbacks on a football team, Coach, or is this a good problem to have?
Well, it is a good problem to have in the sense that you don't miss any steps when somebody has to go down. You're not having to change the playbook to adjust for that, and you can just carry on and run what you run. Both those quarterbacks like to run. Both Kruger and Christos are good when they get outside of the pocket. I think Christos is I'll use the expression, tougher runner. I think that's why they put him in for short yardage, because he's going to punish a DB who's coming up to tackle him, and he's a big guy.
Well, when you come up against Marcus Christos, and I'm a defensive back myself, when you see a big quarterback or a big running back, you have to make a business decision at that moment. Do you want to get hurt and make the tackle, or do you want to get a boo-boo?
You just hope that he trips over your corpse.
Yeah, that's about
pretty much what you're hoping.
You aim for the shoestring tackles. I was an ankle biter, my coach has always called me, so that's part of it.
It is the thing.
I want to make mention of the Okanagan Sun alumni tent. It's at the east side of the field there. Go on by if you played for the Okanagan Sun at one point or at any time, and maybe sign up to be an alumni member, have a beer, say hi to the gang, and maybe they'll let you run the horn a little bit. Speaking of alumni, Bill Long, Coach Bill Long, kicker for the Okanagan Sun in their inaugural season as well. And in a few minutes' time, we're going to talk about Grady Hay, kicker for the Okanagan Sun and punter for the Okanagan Sun. He's been working with him in practice, and we're going to hear a little bit more about that later on. We are live on TELUS TV, BCFC TV, and AM 1150. You can listen to us on the iHeartRadio app as well. We're going to take a short 5-minute break on AM 1150, but we're going to stay right here with you on BCFC TV and TELUS TV. It's just an absolutely perfect night here for football, aside from a bit of the smoke, Coach.
The smoke is interesting. It doesn't really affect your breathing. It's making it a little, I want to use almost humid. It just feels really close. and the air feels close and humid, and I think that's going to affect some guys. But there's lots of water, and the thing is, when you're hydrating, you don't hydrate during the game. You got to hydrate starting at like noon.
Is pickle juice still a big thing for football teams these days, or do they have proper hydration systems going on for that?
Where did you play football?
I just drank water.
Where did that come from?
Hydration pouches in your back?
No. It's just water. I mean, there's the Gatorade and stuff. Nah. I mean, you see it in it a little bit, but it's just water. That's fine.
Well, let's talk about the Prince George Kodiaks a little bit. They do have a new head coach in Ryan Bellamy this year. It was Jamie Borum for a few years. Now Jamie's down on the coast. How do you think Bellamy has done so far with this team being 1-2 to start the year?
Well, they won the game that they were expected to win against Kamloops, and they were up tough against two good teams. So there seems to be a bit of a gap, but there's like a dividing line between teams in the league, and there's the haves and the have-nots. I think they're going to get better. They've had a history of doing that and getting better each game as they go through. They're learning, so it's going to depend on the coaching staff on what kind of adjustments they make, and that's how you judge how they're performing. You say, okay, well, the start of the season, as we were said in the first game of the year, we were going, oh, it's the start of the season. Coaches still got a lot of stuff to figure out. So
it's been a difficult start for a lot of teams in the BCFC this year to start the season as well, because it's been a series of blowouts almost every week, and the Huskers didn't even have a touchdown on the board until last week against the Okanagan Sun. And in fact, it was an insane string of plays to start the second half last week. The Okanagan Sun kick to the Huskers. The Huskers take it right down to the house, score a touchdown. Well, what happens on the next play? A PAT, obviously. Mm-hmm. But then the Sun took the next play back, and they ran it right back to the end zone. Almost the exact same play, 110 yards, or they were each a 95-yard touchdown. So it were 105-yard touchdowns. So have you ever seen that back-to-back touchdown, kickoff return touchdowns here in the CJFL?
I don't think ever.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Top of my head, I can't think of back-to-back, I'm sure it's happened, but I can't think of one. It's not very common.
Maybe with Devin Hester in the NFL, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe Gizmo Williams did it in the back in the 80s.
Well, I've seen like two returners on the same, like this returner guy on the same team, but not one team and then the other team.
Right.
No, that's just silly.
We're back on AM 1150. I'm Stephen Kepler. Joined with me is Coach Bill Long. We're about 7 minutes away from kickoff here. The Okanagan Sun hosting the Prince George Kodiaks. I have to mention I was born in Prince George. I have a lot of family in Prince George. So hi, Auntie Carrie. Hello, Andrew. Hello, Adrian. Hello, Dennis. Hello, Ezra. Hello, Audrey. Hello, Marin. Hello, Hudson. Hello, Blakely. You got to say hello to the family every time.
Apparently.
Now, let's talk about this Okanagan Sun defense. We've got Tashane Peach. Now, you were chatting with Coach Beatty, and he is all about this football player, isn't he?
He loves this guy. He cannot believe he's as talented as he is at such a young age.
He really is.
He couldn't say enough things. He was just apoplectic trying to describe what he does on the field, and he's such a natural player. And Coach Beatty was he just was difficult. Trying to express himself was just impossible. He couldn't say enough nice things. And I didn't really know much about Peach. He's come out from London, Ontario, and he's the real deal.
Well, last week he had 4 tackles, 1 interception return for a touchdown. They even put him on punt return and kick return the odd time. He's an excellent, excellent football player, and he showed it last week against the Huskers. I expect he will be doing the same thing tonight against the Kodiaks. But we can't forget Riley Easton as well. 1 interception return for a touchdown, which really changed the pace of the game to start the game out in the third series against the Kodiaks. He was just sitting in zone coverage in the flats, and he just sat there, ball hawk, took it to the crib.
Yep.
6 points on the board. Now let's talk. We are going to take another 5-minute break on AM 1150. The game will be up right after this. The Okanagan Sun and the Prince George Kodiaks getting set to take the field here. We'll be right back on AM 1150. Now, I do want to talk about Grady Hay just a little bit here. He's had a pretty remarkable season for the Okanagan Sun so far, and you brought up a stat already. Now, we're going to talk about how he was the BCFC player of the month last month, special teams player, but last week he had 11 PATs. That's still something incredible, isn't it?
It really is, and I joked with Grady when they asked me to come out and just work with him for a little bit, a couple of days a week, and I said, I'm happy to. I had worked with him before a couple of years ago, and we were joking around, and I said, you kicked 11 PATs. I don't think I kicked 11 PATs the first season in total. I don't think we scored that many touchdowns the first year, but he did it all in one game.
All right, let's cut to the anthem. And that is your Okanagan Sun pregame, brought to you by Simply Telecom. Your starting lineup for Save On Foods. It looks like Marcus Christos is going to be in at quarterback, and we're not sure who we're going to see from the Prince George Kodiaks. It could be Wyatt Stavast, Jonathan Cheremchinsky, or Toby Plett. They've been throwing all of them around the field, trying to find their number one guy this season, and that takes a while. They've had Quentin Newcomb in years past, and he's an excellent football player as the captains head to the center field. Marcus Arneson, captain for the offensive line of the Prince George Kodiaks. We're just waiting to see. I always know what the ref's saying. Keep it clean, keep it good, no messing around.
Stuff like that.
And the Okanagan Sun will receive to start the game, same as last week,
Prince George Kodiaks
against the Valley Huskers.
For their choice of the second half, the Okanagan Sun.
Just before kickoff, the Okanagan Sun are set to receive. It's a decent night here in Kelowna at the Apple Bowl. The smoke's sort of settling a little bit. We just want to say our hearts are with everyone in Summerland, up in Vernon as well, and even in Fintry for the fires that have been going on for the past few weeks. It's nice to have a break from everything and watch some football this evening. I'm Stephen Kepler. With me is Coach Bill Long. This is your starting lineup for Save On Foods and your opening kickoff for Cal Tire. Now, Grady Hayes had a good season so far, and you've been working with him. How's he been with his kickoffs? just boot it as far as you can, as far as I know.
Well, he's one of the things when guys are trying kickoffs is they try and kick it too hard. But if you're as a field goal kicker, you're able to knock them down there at 50, 55 yards. Well, that's all you ever want kickoffs to go. So for kickoff coverage, if you get them to 55 yards, that gets it down to the 10-yard line. That's fine, but get some height on it. And so he's fine with that. He'll be fine on his kickoffs. And they have we got another young kicker Marcus, who is a talented kid at 18, and he's just doing kickoffs, and he can pound it, but he needs a little bit of work. But Grady's solid.
Maxim Murphy boots it down the left-hand side. It's picked up at the 5, makes his way to the 10. He's already at the 30, cuts outside, cuts through at the 30, down to the 40. He's got room to run. He's at the 50, the 55, and he's taken down in Kodiak's territory. What a run back for Vincent Ferreira. Makes his way to the 10.
Well, Ferreira starts it up the middle and then goes to the right, and he just simply hit a little seam and blew past 4 players who just watched him go past. They didn't even get a hand on him. I thought they were going to, but they kind of played a little tickle and slap, and away he went. And I think
Maxim Murphy made the play also. That's their kicker, so he's doing some Pat McAfee work already.
You never want your kicker to have to make any tackles.
Christos in a quarterback on their own, on the Kodiaks 50, going left to right. It's going to be a quick handoff right up the middle. He's got room to run. Jackson Allen gets a first down for a gain of 12.
I knew that the first play, I said they're going to hand the ball to Jackson, and it'll be between the tackles. They're going to establish what they want to establish, and that's the running game. They want to set the tone, set the pace, and control that. And it was straight up the middle to Jackson. He wasn't even touched until he got 10 yards down the field.
Sun on the 41, on the left side of the field, going left to right, on the right side of the field. Christos in a QB. Play action pass, throws it, gets his man. It's Colton Meikle. Meikle gets to the 25, still makes his way down, and it's another first down, Sun.
Meikle's a great big target, playing the inside receiver on the right side. Little play action pass, and then Christos quickly got it away. I really liked how fast the release was on that. A little play action. Meikle ran a little hook pattern at around about 9 yards, and then he used his strength and his size to get an extra couple of yards for the first down.
Another 1st and 10 for the Sun with two backs behind the QB. In motion is Meikle. Jackson Allen takes it, runs outside. He's in the flats, makes one guy miss, another guy gets him. No, makes another miss. Bulldozes another, makes his way to the 10, out of bounds. Another 15-yard play for the Okanagan Sun. Coach, what did you see on that play?
Well, I saw Prince George really do a great job of pursuing the play and getting defenders out there, because the Sun put 4 receivers to the left to get a lot of blockers in front of Jackson. And Prince George did a pretty good effort to get past those blockers, but they couldn't make the tackle. Jackson just knocked a couple of them away and bounced off them, turned it up for a first. That looks like a first down, except there was a penalty flag, but I'm not sure what that flag was. It was right on the sidelines, right near the first down marker.
We'll wait to see what the referees say.
After the yards were gained, holding, number 17 offense, 10 yards penalty, first down.
So that'd be a holding penalty on Colton Meikle. Still first down. 13:24 left here in the first quarter.
We'll see if Prince George can take a little bit of encouragement from that play where they pursued well and they got to Jackson, but they need to wrap him up.
Christos in the shotgun. Drops back, throws it quick, gets his man. He's at the 20, spins down to the 15-yard line. First down, Sun.
Well, Prince George is giving the Okanagan Sun a lot of room. They're playing pretty soft in their coverage. They're not playing up very tight. So the Okanagan Sun are taking advantage of that. They ran hook patterns across the board through to the inside receiver. Get him the ball at 5 yards and have him make an extra 3 or 4 yards and get closer to the first down, and that's what they did.
Tackle made by Kobe Kidd of the Kodiaks. 2nd and short for the Okanagan Sun. Christos drops back, looks left, throws it deep down, and it's incomplete. Just in and out of the hands of the ball carrier. And that'll be 3rd and short. That's Noah Borhot who really wanted that one.
Well, if you really want it, you got to catch it. Borhot's running kind of a go pattern, and he's got his defender cleanly beaten. Christos is eyeballing him the whole way. Borjas, this inside receiver on the left, and the ball drops right in his hands and he drops it. And I was at practice 2 nights ago, and I watched the receivers have a terrible practice. Like, it really was something that they need to fix.
Sun have elected to go for it on 3rd and short here. It's 1 yard to go. Christos in at QB, hands it off to Allen. Allen cuts inside, gets the first down, spins, makes his way down to the 5. And it looks like it was a fumble. Kodiaks are signaling fumble. We'll see where the ref spot it. And it's Kodiaks football after the fumble.
Well, Jackson takes the inside handoff, plenty of yards, and as he's turning around, they just came in there and stripped it, and out it fell. And the last time Jackson had the football, he went for a run. And also when, I think it was Meikle cut the pass, Prince George was going after the football. And I think they realized that if they're going to be in this game, they've got to get some turnovers. They've got to stop them and make things go their way. And that is a huge play, as they have the ball on their own 7.
So they've got Toby Plett in at quarterback for the Kodiaks. 2 backs with them, offset. Plett keeps, runs up the middle. He swallowed a hole, gets maybe a yard on the play.
That was a broken play. The running back went to the right, and the quarterback turned to his left, and there was nobody to hand the ball to, so he had to take it and follow the lead blocker, and it was doomed from the start. But that was a broken play, as the quarterback either the quarterback went the wrong way or the running back did. But I'm kind of thinking it was the running back.
So that'll be 2nd and 10. They're on their own 7. 11:15 here to go in the first quarter. Plett with 2 backs, trips left. Sun loading the left side of the field. Plett looks, stays in the end zone, gets out of the end zone though, makes his way to the 5, stiff arms a defender, and he's thrown out of bounds at the 8-yard line, and there's another flag on the play.
Well, good pressure by the Sun. And then Plett just broke a tackle and worked his way to the outside and got back kind of to the line of scrimmage, but I think it's a penalty on the defense. It might be a face mask or something.
Let's see how the tackle went. It's a face mask on the offense, unfortunately.
Yeah, Plett put his hand up and put it in the DB's face.
It's probably 28 degrees now. The game started. It was nearly 30 degrees here at the Apple Bowl, a warm one in Kelowna. And the refs are moving the ball back.
Unnecessary roughness. Face mask. Quarterback. Prince George. The ball's going to be put at 1-yard line. It's 3rd down.
Well, they'll give up a safety here.
That's probably the right call.
That's what I'm thinking. You're going to punt from your 1-yard line. And I've referred to this a few times with penalties, and people talk about penalty yardage. I said, it's not really the yardage that's the damage on penalties. It's when you get them. And that's only technically a 7-yard penalty, but
costly.
It's going to cost them some points now because they're not going to punt this ball. They're going to give up the 2.
And it looks like it's Max and Murphy back to punt this one away. Max and Murphy takes a knee in the end zone, so that's 2 points on the board for the Okanagan Sun defense. The Sun lead 2-0. We're going to take a short 30-second timeout on AM 1150. We'll be right back after this. And now the Sun will get the ball back, but with better field position for the Kodiaks.
Yeah, I think even though it didn't end the way Prince George wanted it to end, I think that they still have to feel they came out ahead on that drive as the Sun were moving it, and they didn't give up a field goal or touchdown. They just gave up 2.
1st and 10 for the Sun on their own 35, going left to right on the field. Christos gives it to Allen again. Allen cuts inside, stumbles and falls down after a 4-yard scamper.
Once again, starting a drive with an inside handoff. Jackson, there was penetration by the Prince George defense, so Jackson had to make a move in the backfield, which is you never want your running back to do. And then it looks like he just tripped over an offensive lineman's foot, so ended up only gaining about 3 or 4 yards. Had the potential for more, though.
2nd and 6, single back set. Play action pass, gets it to Mikkel. Mikkel can't make anything of it, though, and goes out of bounds after a gain of 2. That'll make it 3rd down and 4 for the Okanagan Sun.
This, as Christos was looking up to the right the entire time, and I thought the defender for Prince George was going to jump that pass. He got a good break on it. He couldn't quite get there in time, and as soon as Christos threw that one a long way, I went, oh, this could be close.
Andrew Brown back to receive this one for the Prince George Kodiaks. We got Grady Hay punting this one away. He'll be punting from about the 30. 10 minutes ago here in the first quarter. And the punt is away. Sky high to the right side of the field. He gets it at the 40. And the Okanagan Sun just swallow him whole. Doesn't get anywhere with it. First down, Kodiaks.
Pretty good coverage. The punt wasn't really very high, but everybody got down the field in a real hurry. And Brown caught that on the run. It was pretty close to being inside 5 yards. It was close.
It was close. And that's always the number one penalty in Canadian football, I find. No yards is constant. Toby Plett in at quarterback. And it's a late snap, also offside on the Sun. We'll see where the refs call it. Plett rolls out, throws to nobody, incomplete. But we'll see what the laundry on the field says.
Well, it's going to be offense. It's going to be defensive offside. If we see the replay, and I don't know if this is planned, but the 2 receivers on the right side were in motion, came up to the line of scrimmage, and then stopped like they were there too soon. And the Sun defender just jumped offside and just came running into the backfield. But for both of them to do that, it looked like, okay, was that planned? Is that why they're trying to draw somebody offside that way?
Defense number 44.
No, they drew the defense
5 yards
offside.
penalty.
Yeah.
Repeat the first down.
So like you said, Coach, it might have been, it could have been by design. You never know. I haven't seen Ryan Bellamy coach many games here yet. So 1st and 5, though, for the Kodiaks. Plett. Ball snapped, drops back, throws it deep down the left-hand side, and it's caught! What a catch from Nick Ramirez. First down, Kodiaks.
Ramirez, the wide receiver on the left. They had 3 receivers to the right, and he's all alone on the left. And lobs it up for him, and he made a great adjustment to the pass. Is over his outside shoulder. He turns inside to his right, and the ball's over basically his left shoulder, so he's going to fall backwards and makes a great catch.
Hollis Walter
Perfect throw.
Almost didn't stay with his man, but you can't really be upset about that one. It was a great throw, good catch. 1st and 10 on the Sun 40 now for the Kodiaks. Plett alone in the backfield. Looks, flag on the field, throws it down the right-hand side. Incomplete, swatted down by, I think it was Tyler Williams, or was it Ahim? Or Eamon Rahim. It was Eamon Rahim, sorry.
Well, they're going to call the receiver for being down the field before the snap. So, and then on the previous play, the long completion, I watched the 2 receivers on the right-hand side, and I'm going to retract that it was planned.
Offside.
They just aren't very good at shuttling up to the ball. So they're missing their timing is way off over there. They're getting to the line of scrimmage too fast. This one they got, and then having to back off, and then this one they got there too fast. So the receivers coaches, they're going to have a work on these 2 guys to not be so anxious trying to get to the line of scrimmage. You're going full speed. You don't have to be on the line when it's snapped.
2nd and 10, the Sun declined the penalty. Plett drops back, looks right, throws right into the flats, had a man open, but just overthrew him a bit. That'll make it 3rd down.
It was a good call. They snuck the running back out into the flats. He was wide open, and Plett just couldn't put it on. He put it too far in front of him, just couldn't get to him. So that's a wasted opportunity. Would he have got the first down? Probably not. But he would have gained enough yards that they'd be kicking a field goal now.
So Xander Tabora was the receiver on the play. He reached for it. He tried what he could. Just unfortunately, he was overthrown. All right. Back to return. Ferreira again. They're going to boot this down the middle. Oh, it's muffed. And the Kodiaks recover. First down, Kodiaks at the 10.
That was a great kick in the sense that it was very high and the coverage could be there, but it had hardly any rotation on it, and it was fluttering as it was coming down, and the returner just came up on it, he regressed it, and then it just dropped right through his hands.
And that was Vincent Ferreira. So that'll be 1st and 10. They're on the 11 now after the play. Kodiaks again going right to left. 7:52 to go here in the first quarter. 2-0 Sun. Plett looks right. Throws it. Has his man. It's caught. Oh, now they're Sun are signaling for a trap or no catch. And it looks like it'll be 2nd down. So an incomplete pass.
As the receiver is coming from the left side across the field, going from left to right, and the ball was on the money, but he just couldn't hang on to it because the defender was there at the same time. And don't know if he got a minute to strip it away or not, but it did hit the ground and fall out in the smosh put that was at the bottom there.
So that'll be 2nd down and 10, so they don't need to score a touchdown. They could get a fresh set of downs. Plett alone in the backfield, throws it down the middle, incomplete, overthrows his man to make it 3rd down.
Well, he really didn't pick the best option on that one. There was a receiver, he was the inside receiver on the left, running a quick post pattern. There was 3 brown shirts right there, and he threw it over top of him, but there was too narrow a window to try and get that into the receiver, so he never really had a chance.
That's Maxim Murphy. Back to boot the extra. Okanagan Sun stacking the line of scrimmage. And the kick is up. The kick is good. 3-2 in favor of the Kodiaks right now in the first quarter. We're going to take a 30-second timeout on AM 1150. We'll be right back after this. So at this point, the Kodiaks have had some luck.
Well, they've made some luck.
Yeah, made some luck. That's a way better way to put it.
That fumble inside their own 10-yard line, they caused that one. This one was just a misread by the return man on a punt that was kind of a bit of a wobbly lame duck coming down, a bit of a knuckleball. He misjudged it.
First and 10 for the Sun. Empty backfield. Christos keeps, rolls out the right side, has room to run. He's in the flats. He's alone. He's at the 50, the 55, out of bounds. And a bit of a late tackle. But I don't think they're going to call that one. First down, Sun. Christos gets about 25 yards on the play.
They had 4 receivers to the wide side of the field to the right, and Christos looked briefly and then decided, no, I'm going, because he saw that there was nobody in the flats. He beat one player to the outside, a little bit of a hold on the Sun receiver who was blocking him, got him by the back of the shirt. The rest missed that one, and then out of bounds between the benches. And you know, quarterbacks don't wear dresses, so they got to get hit out of bounds too. So
Aiden Leslie with the tackle. Christos, play action. Keds his man, and they're going to say incomplete.
Quick post pattern, and the ball was thrown behind him, and he reached back, and it looked like he caught it, but it just skipped on the ground. He had to get his hands. It would have been a fantastic catch had he got it, but it just skipped off the ground before it hit his hands.
Second attempt for the Sun. They're on the 53-yard line in Kodiak's territory. Second down, 6:19 here in the first quarter. Sun down 3-2. Christos throws, has his man, it's caught, makes another guy miss, rolls back inside, and he is down. That one made to Adnes Pannenbecker, who is a great receiver, and they get the first down. There is a flag in the backfield.
I think the flag might be after the play, but Pannenbecker was the wide receiver on the right, caught a little hitch pass at about 5 or 6 yards, beat a defender, bounced it inside. Prince George showed up in numbers to make the tackle, but not until after he picked up the first down.
Unnecessary roughness. Number 68, offense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
So it's still first down, but they take a penalty from Carter Stockwood Izzy.
Well, that's just pushing and shoving, trying to protect your quarterback or just trying to make a statement, but you can't have those penalties. Those are just selfish penalties. You just can't do that. You've got the first down. It's a dead ball foul. Don't give the guy a shove. The referee's right there. He sees you.
So the Sun get pushed back to their own 53-yard line. On the right side of the field, going left to right. Christos looks. Rolls out of the pocket. He's looking downfield right. He runs it out of bounds with a gain of 3, and it looks like a late hit on the play. Guys are getting chippy.
Well, Christos didn't see anything, and he was looking, trying to see if a receiver's going to get open, and then but they didn't, and so he tucked it down, tucked it in, took off to the right between the benches, right in front of the crowd, and then got bumped, and I think the crowd called that penalty.
Dead ball foul. Unnecessary roughness. Number 42, defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
And I think the referees are making some statements here.
Yeah, Ethan Matt was the linebacker on the play. And yeah, it's tough. Your emotions are running high.
I think the refs are trying to reel it in a little bit right now.
Yeah, absolutely. 30. They're on the 39 now. Sun going left to right. Christos alone in the backfield. Looks middle. Throws it down the middle. Incomplete. That one intended for Jackson Allen. And just overthrew him.
The center screen, and he was right there, but Christos was backpedaling and trying to throw it, and he just couldn't get anything on it. And Jackson was right there, but it was over top of him. Jackson's not a big target in behind all those big offensive linemen.
That's going to be a timeout for the Okanagan Sun, so we'll take a break on AM 1150. We'll be right back after this. .524 here in the first quarter. Yeah, both teams looking at the end zone right now, and
well, the Okanagan Sun are kind of running out of feet to shoot. They've had 2 turnovers, and they've made some penalties that have cost them some stuff.
Sun on the Kodiaks 39, 2nd and 10. Jackson Allen with Marcus Christos. Christos looks, rolls out of the pocket, looks again, throws it down the right side. He has his man. It's caught, and he's down at the 15. Colton Meikle with the grab. More flags on the play.
That flag probably a holding, even though nobody seems to be coming back this way, but
Holding. Number 77 on the offense.
well, Meikle ran the inside. He was the inside receiver on the left. He went straight down the field. I thought that
10-yard penalty.
Christos was going to hit him early in that pattern, but he didn't. When Christos slid out to the right, was looking downfield, Meikle was still hanging around 25 yards down the field, and Christos put it right on the money. He had some pressure. Prince George was starting to collapse in on him. But there was a holding penalty. As soon as the flag comes down in that part of the field, in that type of play, you go, yeah, there's a holding. That's what that is.
2nd and 20 for the Sun after the penalty. Now they're on the 49-yard line. 2 backs in with Christos. Christos alone in the backfield. Throws deep down the middle. He has a man. It's incomplete. Just overthrew his receiver to make it 3rd down.
It was a good throw, just a little too far. When you're trying to throw the ball deep downfield, you've got to, know your receivers and know how fast they're going to be able to go. But it just couldn't quite connect with them. And go back to that penalty. That penalty was a 40-yard penalty because it took back the reception, and so big mistakes at the wrong time.
So that'll make it a punting situation for the Okanagan Sun. 4:40 to go in the first quarter. Grady Hay kicks it away. They're going to get this at the 15. Cuts inside of the 20 before he's taken down at the 21-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Kodiaks. That one returned by Andrew Brown.
Andrew Brown's their leading receiver. He's got 300 yards receiving in 3 games. Now, 200 of that came in 1 game against Kamloops, but he's got some skills.
200 yards against Kamloops. That's impressive.
Oh, 200 yards receiving. That's a lot of work.
Well, you run, 200 yards receiving means he's running about 250 yards a game.
Mm-hmm.
1st and 10 for the Kodiaks. They're on the 22. Their own 22. Drops back. Runs it up the middle. Makes 2 guys miss. Slides. And he's down at the 25. And that'll be a penalty on the Okanagan Sun. As the quarterback was sliding, he was hit.
Well, in Canadian amateur rules, when you're down, you don't have to be touched. And player goes down like that, you're down.
Hollis Walter. Sorry to be saying your name.
Another costly penalty.
Unnecessary roughness, piling on. Number 16 on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. 1st down.
Yeah, you don't have to be touched and down. If you go in any other part of your body other than your hands or feet touches the ground in amateur rules, you're down.
So that's 1st and 10. That moves them to the 40. Their own 40 for the Kodiaks. Kodiaks lead 3-2 here in the first quarter. Quarterback looks left, throws it deep down the left-hand side, incomplete. And that just a misread, I guess.
Well, there was a misread by somebody as you had the receivers on the left side. One was doing the quick slant and the other one was doing an out, and the quarterback was expecting the out to go out and up, and so he threw it to that space. There was a hole there he could throw it to, and he put the ball where he wanted to, but the receiver wasn't running that pattern. The receiver just ran the out and was looking over his left shoulder, and the quarterback was wanting him to turn it up the field. That
was Toby Plett to his favorite receiver, Brown. 2nd and 10. Plett alone in the backfield, throws down the right side. It gets his man in the flats, and he's swallowed whole by the Okanagan Sun DBs to make it 3rd down.
Well, he hit the target he wanted, but the Sun defense just showed their collective speed and went to the football in a real hurry and turned that quick pass into only a 2-yard gain. But that was the speed of the defense reacting to the ball in the air, and that's credit to the coaches for training that, but those are good athletes out there.
And if the Kodiaks watch game film last week, you'll see that play worked on the Okanagan Sun a lot last week against the Huskers. The punt is away, down at the 45, down to the 55, and it's jumped on by the Sun. They're going to call no yards on the play.
Well, there's some inexperience by the Prince George punter. He shanked the punt, and it went high to the right. And as a punter, and I'm watching this in the air going, go after it. Go get it. Because it wasn't very far. It only went maybe 10 or 15 yards past the first down marker. So it was like maybe a 25-yard punt.
No yards. Kicking team, number 13.
And then when it hit the ground, it bounced straight backwards. And I went, where's the punter? You should be, because that's a live ball for you.
Yep, the punter can go and pick up that football.
But he was standing around. He wasn't even on his thoughts.
1st and 10 for the Sun. They're on the 49. Hands it to Jackson Allen. He runs right through the defensive line for 9 yards. 2nd down.
Well, I think the Sun could do that play 10 times in a row and go 100 yards for a touchdown. I mean, they outnumber and outman Prince George at the point of attack, and their O-line is bigger than the D-line they're up against. I don't see any reason to stop doing that.
2nd and 1 here for the Okanagan Sun. They're on the Kodiaks 40 now. Ball snapped. Back to Jackson Allen. He runs outside the tackle, has room to run, gets to the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown! Jackson Allen!
Didn't I just say that?
Yeah, you did, Coach.
I did just say that. It just handed to him on the inside. This one was a little bit more to the left tackle side of things. He went inside the left tackle, cut it inside to the numbers, and then just ran away from white shirts. They couldn't get anywhere near him. It looked like somebody, they could have got a hand on him or maybe tried to dive and get him by the ankle, but no, his wheels were just too good and away he went. So that's exactly the type of play they needed to do.
He has the invisible juice. We're going to take a 30-second timeout on AM 1150. We'll be right back after this. The Okanagan Sun now lead 9-3 in the first quarter. The run game, when linemen want to run downfield, when it's a run, they love pushing downfield. Pass pro is a bit tougher.
Yeah, if they're having success running the ball and then you call a pass play, the whole linemen just look at you and go, "What are you doing? Like we're on a roll here. Let's just keep going." And I don't see any reason for the Sun to stop doing that. And you try to be a little balanced in your offense, but they haven't really stopped the running game at all. And it hasn't been until when the Sun have gone to try and pass out of it that they've stumbled a bit and had some penalty issues. But I think the Sun's got to make their game plan a little easier. And from the Prince George side of things, I think they've got to get a little bit tighter, and I think they've got to start bringing some heat.
Grady A kicking this one away at 45. Up down the right side of the field. Picked up at the 9. He runs down the left side. He has blockers. Makes a couple guys miss, but he trips and falls with flags on the play.
Well, we had two referees throw flags at exactly the same time, and as the return was coming up the left side, right up by the numbers, and I'm not sure exactly what they saw.
I think this one's going to go against the Kodiaks for a block in the back, but I always trust the refs. Trust the stripes.
During the run, holding, number 25, Prince George. 10 years penalty, first down.
All right, so that'll pin the Prince George Kodiaks deep in their own zone now. They're going to be on the 11-yard line, 1st and 10. They've had some success with the passing game. Toby Plett in at quarterback. Going to be a quick handoff down the right side, but he's taken down in the end zone or behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of almost 5 yards.
I believe that was Ullman, the linebacker, who came flying in from the left side, the right side of the offense, the left side of the defense, flying in on the end.
Mitchell Hickenbottom.
Was it Hickenbottom?
Is just an absolute maniac.
Is Hickenbottom. He came up from his tackle position, defensive end, defensive tackle.
But
and
Ethan Bush will probably get the registered tackle. 2nd and long, 2nd and 20 for the Kodiaks. It's going to be a handoff down the right side of the field. Makes one guy miss, and then he's taken down after maybe a gain of 1.
Back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe. No, probably not. No, they're still 3rd and 20.
So 3rd and 20 for the Prince George Kodiaks. Less than a minute to go in the first quarter. The Sun lead 9-3 here at the Apple Bowl.
I sense another safety coming up.
Ethan Belo back to return this one. And the punt is going to be, they're going to take a knee to make it 11-3 for the Okanagan Sun. Well, it's been kind of a wonky, chonky game right now because of the amount of penalties and back and forth, and really no team, aside from that Sun touchdown, no team has had a chance to get a drive moving.
Yeah.
To have,
There's been no flow.
yes.
There's been no flow, and you know, sometimes games will start that way, and teams are trying to figure things out. But this game's been, the flow's been disrupted by mistakes, penalties, turnovers.
So 1st and 10 for the Sun. They're going to start on their own 35. It's going to be a play-action pass out to the flats as Colton Mikko. Mikko makes one guy miss, runs over another defender, but the defender manages to take him down. And that'll be a gain of 4. Tackle made by Elijah Johnston.
Well, Mikko lined up in the backfield as in another like a running back position, and the play-action pass, and Mikko went from left to right across the line of scrimmage and out into the flats. Christos hit him on the money. Good tackle by Prince George to stop that to just a 4 or 5 yard game, because Mikko could turn that for a big gain.
2nd and 6 now for the Sun after the gain. Christos throws, almost intercepted, but batted down by Kobe Kidd to make it 3rd down.
Some were trying. Christos was trying to hit there was 3 receivers on the inside of those 3 running a hook pattern, heading down the field, hooking it up at 5 or 6, and the linebacker read it perfectly, dropped off, jumped up, almost had a pick 6 there. If he'd have caught that, he'd have been gone.
Yeah, there's nobody stopping him if he ran it back. And that brings us to the end of the first quarter. The Sun leading the Kodiaks 11-3 here at the Apple Bowl. Sun's just starting to set. It's going to set in about 45 minutes. You're listening to us on AM 1150. Thanks for joining us on TELUS TV and BCFC TV. We're on just about any network these days, it seems like.
There's multiple platforms of all sorts of stuff. It's just everywhere.
It's everywhere. We're probably on TikTok right now. All right. The play is blown in. Grady Hay with a low punt. And he's going to keep it. No, he manages to get it away. A laser, but they get this at the 35. Flag on the play. Runs outside. Gets to the 45 before he's taken out of bounds. There's another late flag on the play.
Well, Grady did a good job of getting that away. The snap was a little bit low, and he dropped it. And then the pressure came in, and Grady did showed some athleticism to run to his right and kick that ball on the run. And when you do that, you're never sure what's going to happen. And it turned to be a low kick. It bounced in the middle of a bunch of cover guys, so you get the 5 yard, no yards penalty there. But once again, and I seem to recall we talked about this a lot last year, the penalties, the 15-yard unnecessary roughness penalties. Here's the receiver, the return guy. He's 2 yards out of bounds. He's already been pushed out of bounds, and then they get smacked by somebody else. That's just selfish. That's a selfish penalty.
So far, only 1 touchdown scored in this game. Jackson Allen.
We have 2 fouls, both against Okanagan. No yards. Number 20, kicking team. That's going to be 5 yards from the end of the run. There's a dead ball foul, unnecessary roughness. Number 30, Okanagan, 15 yards penalty on top of it. First down.
So first down, Kodiaks at the 45. I was going to say the touchdown for Kelowna Glass was from Jackson Allen. He's in his first season with the Sun. Toby Platt staying in. Oh, and there's going to be, I think they're going to call illegal procedure on the offense on that play.
The right tackle jumped, and the defender jumped a little bit, and the right tackle jumped, and there was people moving all over the place, actually.
Oh, I see what happened. Yeah, the defender kind of encroached, but that's, man, that's why I don't think I could have played offense, because when guys are running at you, I want to jump. I want to move.
Procedure.
Yeah.
Number 75, offense, 5 yards penalty, redo the down.
So in the broadcast booth, we can hear the guys doing stats. Wayne Moore, Lloyd's in there, Daryl's out there. They're all talking about the amount of flags we've seen in this first half. It's been a lot. 1st and 15 here for the Kodiaks.
They might have to get new flags at halftime. I think they've worn these ones out.
They look new. They're bright orange. You can see them perfectly on the television screen. Again, Sun lead 11-3 if you're just joining us. Receivers backing off. Toby Plett might have been calling an audible almost. Alone in the backfield, Plett throws it down the middle, gets his man, it's caught! And he's got a first down! Down to the 27-yard line.
I believe that was Brown.
His favorite receiver.
Well, I can see why he's got 300 yards. He went up in the air, caught that, and then trapped it against his helmet. He was the inside receiver on the left. Just a straight pattern down the field. Hooked it a little bit to the inside at around 15 yards or so. And the ball was high. He went up after it, and then when he's bringing it down, it came up against his helmet. He kind of trapped it up against there, and then the Sun ran to make the tackle. But that's a great catch.
1st and 10. On the 27, the Kodiaks marching the ball. Plett throws down the middle, has his man. It's caught. Spins, and he's down at the 20 for a gain of 7. 2nd down and short.
Tabora is the receiver from the right, dragging across at around 7-8 yards down the field. They showed some patience to hit the underneath receiver. Don't go downfield all the time. Throw it underneath. Get some positive yards. Now they're 2nd and 3, and you can run all sorts of different plays in this situation.
2nd and 3 for the Kodiaks. On the 20. Plett looks, throws down the right-hand side, incomplete. Now that's going to be a pass interference on the Okanagan Sun, and he knows it. Eamon Rahim knows it. Unfortunately, hit his man just before he could get the ball.
Well, the receiver...
Xander Tabora again, too.
Yeah, Tabora, a hook pattern just down the field far enough to get the first down yardage, so he's about 4 or 5 yards. And the defender just ran right through his back.
15 yards penalty. First down.
So that's first down for the Kodiaks.
So that was Morgan who ran through, just right through his back. So it was easy to see.
So it's 1st and 10, not 1st and goal, but boy, that difference between, it's like 1 yard. So they're going to be on the 11-yard line. Kodiaks going left and right, left to right. Yeah, that encroaching the line definitely is by design for the Kodiaks. Ball snapped. Plett looks down the middle. Incomplete. Well defended from Shane Peach.
Well, I believe they're trying to hit Brown again, who plays the slot on the left. They went high because Plett, the quarterback's trying to get it over top of the defenders that are in front of him, and he's got to put it a little bit high. His release was a little bit high. It was at the goal line. Could have been a touchdown, but just too much on it. Nobody could get it. But that's their plan. And I mean, this is 3-down territory. If they get anywhere close to down to the 5-yard line, they'll go for it on 3rd.
2nd and 10 for the Kodiaks. 12 minutes to go here in the first half. Plett looks, throws it down the middle, incomplete. No flag on the play. That looks like it was defended by Grayson Statham.
And not a lot of movement by the receivers. They went down the field. There was 3 on the right, 1 on the left, and the 3 on the right went down the field, hooked up at around 7-8 yards, and just stood there. You got to be moving around. You got to get some crossing patterns. You got to get some movement. You got to get some mismatches. You can't just stand there. Defenders will cover that very easily.
Maxim Murphy looking for his 2nd field goal of the game. A low snap, but Maxim Murphy gets it away. And that's another field goal for Maxim Murphy. 11-6, still in favor of the Sun. We're going to take a short break on AM 1150. We'll be right back after this. Again, that felt like another disjointed drive.
Oh, it was 30 or 40 yards in penalties. And low snap on the extra point, or pardon me, on the field goal. Yeah, it bounced about 3 yards in front of the holder, And kudos to the holder for keeping on top of it, and to the kicker for not panicking, because the ball was bouncing and the Sun defenders were all over him, but somehow they got it on the platform and up it went, and there's 3 points.
Sun are going to get the ball back on their own 35. Christos in at quarterback, gives it to Jackson Allen, runs it right up the middle, pushes way through defenders. It's like a game of rugby. The scrum just keeps moving. Maybe 6 yards on the play. We'll see where the refs put it, but he just moved.
Nothing fancy. He got in behind the brown shirts and then just inside the right guard, and then it was just this mass of humanity for about 4 or 5 yards, plowed down, and what was originally only maybe about a 2 or 3 yard gain turned into 2nd and 2.
So 2nd and 2 here. Ball on the 43. Christos with a high snap, unfortunately runs back into the backfield, jumps on it, and then it'll be 3rd down on their own 24-yard line. The Sun are going to have to punt this one away.
I think Coach Miller's going to have an aneurysm.
Well, he looks calm on the sidelines right now.
That's the first sign.
It's a good sign to me.
That's the first sign.
It's Coach Beatty that I always see is fired up. We've been talking about him. We're calling Coach Beatty Coach Beauty now here. I love watching his excitement.
The snap goes over the quarterback's head, and you end up you go from 2nd and 2 to 3rd and 17.
Yeah. 3rd and 20.
Ugh. 3rd and 20. Yes. You lost 17 yards on that play.
Brady Hayes going to punt this one away. 10:15 to go in the 2nd quarter. Grady Hay gets his hands on it, boots it down the right-hand side of the field. It's caught at the 50, makes his way to the 55, and goes out of bounds. They'll start their drive in Sun territory. Again, the Kodiaks are down 11-6 here in the ball game.
Well, they're right in this game.
They are.
They're right in this game. People think, it's going to be a blowout. Oh, no. The Okanagan Sun are doing their best to keep this close.
It's Okanagan Sun football brought to you by Safeway. I'm Stephen Kepler. With me is Coach Bill Long. And Kodiak starting this drive in Sun territory. On the left side of the field, going left to right. Plett throws it down the left-hand side, and he has a man, and it's caught! He makes his way to the 15, the 5, touchdown! Kodiaks, that's Brown! Andrew Brown! To move them ahead in the game, 12-11.
Wow. Well, Brown's run this pattern 3 or 4 times already today. Straight down the field is the inside receiver on the left. It's what we call level 2, so it's around 15 yards down the field. The ball's a little high. Didn't catch the number of the Sun defender, the safety who came over there to try and make a play on the ball, and Brown stepped in front of him, and he missed the tackle. If you can't make the play on the ball, make the tackle. And Brown just took it on the dead run, made a great catch, and was gone. There's a lot of brown shirts around that ball when it came down. But
and the kick is up, and it's good.
Brown kept his focus, and the Sun missed some tackles.
9:37 here in the 2nd quarter. And the Kodiaks lead 13-11. I will mention across the league, the VI Raiders beat Kamloops 71-0. The Rebels beat the Huskers 43-16. This is the only other game in the BCFC this weekend. Next weekend, the Sun will be on the road, taking on West Shore. Liam Kruger hasn't played a game in 3 weeks' time now. Marcus Christos last week came out and balled out. Played incredible.
Yep, and he's actually playing pretty well tonight.
Ethan Bilo and Ty Walker are going to be back to receive this kick. The Kodiak sideline completely fired up right now.
The Sun need a big return. They need a big return right now. They need I'm not saying it's got to go for a touchdown, but they got to get some big yards and get some positive momentum going because they've had none for the last 10 minutes.
The kick is away. Now there's a whistle on the field. They're going to call this play dead. The officials weren't ready to start the play. So that's what was going on there.
That's too bad. That was a great kick. He pounded that one.
He did. We'll just have to do it again. You know what? With kickers, Coach, there's a couple of guys in the 90s who would do it barefoot. And I know we talked about the one guy with a club foot. I forget his name.
Tom Dempsey.
Thank you. You know him.
Forget the name of the barefoot kicker, though.
How do guys do that?
I tried it just for fun.
Gotta hurt.
Yeah. And, they just wanted the solid contact on the football, but it was like, no thanks.
All right, Ethan Belo and Ty Walker back to get it. Walker gets it at the 15, runs up to the 20, cuts outside of the 25, has room to run. He's at the 40, makes his way to the 50. Oh, and he's out of bounds at the 55. Excellent return from Ty Walker.
Well, that's what they needed. Ty Walker caught it around the 15, started up to the left, and then quickly switched over to his right and was able to turn the corner. They lost contain on that side by Prince George and gets the Sun out to midfield, which is exactly what they needed to have happen. Didn't I say that? I think I said
Momentum, Coach. First and 10 for the Sun now. They're on their own, on the 55. Center line. Two backs in with Christos. Christos, play action, throws it down the middle, has his man, it's caught! He just bounces off two guys and he's down. Caught, Chad Alexander.
Alexander, the receiver, coming from dragging across from left to right, around 12 yards, made the catch, and Prince George was right there, put a good lick on him, but he bounced off of it and then turned up the field to get another couple of yards. So you got to tackle. You can't just knock guys over. Sometimes, especially when they're bigger than you, they're not going to fall over.
15-yard gain for the Sun. They're on the 40. Quick throw from Christos. Overthrows his man. It's tipped. Now there's a late hit on the play.
No.
Now the Kodiaks, they got fired up, but this one's going to be on Kobe Kidd. He got a little too excited after making a play, and then he jumped into a guy. You just don't do that. That was just stupid.
And seeing the replay, I could see why they called that penalty.
And sorry, that was Ryder Vogt, not Kobe Kidd. Sorry, Kobe Kidd.
So the linebacker got a hand on it and tipped away. Great place by him, by him. But then the defender, the defensive back.
Well, it almost looked like he went helmet to helmet on him. I'll see what the refs called.
Yeah, he put his shoulder and stuff right into it. Like that was. I thought it was like just a bit of a contact, little shove. No, he actually pounded him with the shoulder. That's going to be a big penalty.
And
it's going to be at least 15. Especially when you're going after a player who's the whistle's in, it's dead, and they're defenseless.
But what you do to your team when you take a penalty like that is
Major
that
foul. Number 6 on the defense. 25 yards penalty. First down.
So 25-yard penalty. That'd be 25 burpees for my team in practice the next week. Ugh.
Yeah, when you see it on the replay, it's even worse. He puts his helmet into his helmet, and it's after the play, and it's if there's ever going to be a film on cheap shots, that's the one.
I'm glad to see
cheap shot.
I'm glad to see Chad Alexander get off the field under his own power. He seems to be okay. And it looks like Beatty's talking to his defense on the sideline. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Sun. They're going to be on the Kodiaks 20. Kodiaks lead 13-11, 8:32 left in the second quarter. And the refs still haven't blown the whistle, blown the play in just yet. And the refs they're calling something. You know what? We're going to take a quick 30-second timeout on AM 1150. We'll be right back after this. It's Okanagan Sun football.
Previous line of scrimmage was at 45.
So 1st and 10 for the Sun. On the 20. They're going to give this one to Jackson Allen, and he just runs right through everyone like a freight train for a gain of 15. 1st and goal, Sun.
I was sitting here going, give the ball to Allen. Just give the ball to Allen. You've got some momentum going for the Okanagan Sun. Prince George has shown that they're not really able to contain that inside run at all. So why take it out of his hands?
Aiden Leslie, the safety with the tackle, he kind of turned his back there to stop Jackson Allen. 1st and goal for the Sun. Giving it to Allen. Allen runs it out the outside. Touchdown, Sun!
Well, that's what happens when you run the ball inside with success, and the running back understands that, and he's got the license to bounce it outside. So Jackson took the handoff. It was designed to go inside. He quickly read it and said, no, I'm going out wide. The defense had collapsed in, and Jackson takes it out wide left. Nobody touched him.
That's another touchdown for Kelowna Glass here at the Apple Bowl. The Sun leads 17-13. Grady Hay back to kick the extra point. He had 11 PATs last week. The kick is up, and it is good to make it 18-13 for the Okanagan Sun. 7:36 to go here in the second quarter. Yeah, the costly penalty is what changed that momentum. And you're right, Coach. Give it right to Jackson Allen. Let him punch that up the gut.
Well, we just saw 2 drives, one for each team, where the big plays were penalties that got them all sorts of yards.
I mean, I'd argue the Brown touchdown was phenomenal throw from Platt.
But penalties.
Yeah, penalties are the name of the game. And I hate saying that every week.
There was a penalty on the far side of the Sun where they hit the guy out of bounds, and that moves it 50. It's the yards and penalties. There's a good chance that, if you add up the yards and penalties at the end of the game, it might be more than a team's had on offense.
Sun lead 18-13 here. We're in the second quarter, 7:36 to go till half. And it looks like Ryan Bellamy, their head coach with the Kodiaks, just wanted a quick chat with the ref. Kick is up. It's away. They're going to get this at the 10. Cuts outside to the 20. Makes one guy miss before being wrapped up at the 23-yard line. 1st and 10 Kodiaks.
Good coverage on that. Grady Hay had some decent height on the kick down to the 10, but to only get it out to the 20, a 10-yard return. I was watching the speed at which the Okanagan Sun were down there on coverage. It was quite remarkable. There's some very aggressive cover guys on that Sun team. They are going full bore.
Well, you want 12 of the craziest guys on your football team to be on kickoff.
Well, no, just 11, because one of them's a kicker.
Yeah, but isn't he crazy to be a kicker? Come on.
It's a different kind of crazy.
1st and 10 for the Kodiaks. Quick handoff on the outside that swallowed whole by that defensive line to get nowhere. And that'll be set second down.
Well, Prince George not panicking. Let's just run the ball, trying to get something back to that, so that keep the Okanagan Sun a little off their feet. Don't just keep dropping back to throw, but you don't want to be in 2nd and 1. You're hoping for a little bit better yardage than that. It was an inside handoff to the right inside the right tackle. Just got wrapped up right away.
That'll make it 2nd and 11. Kodiaks going left to right. Platt alone in the backfield. Looks, pump fakes, and he's wrapped up whole. It's going to be a sack for the Okanagan Sun.
Yeah, he didn't have much chance. He was looking to his left, looking for Brown again. and then the pocket just
And
absolutely
Snead
collapsed
had all
on
the
him.
time in the world to make that defensive
Absolutely
end coming
collapsed
around.
Yeah, Snead's a large human being, and he came in there and blocked out the sun, so Platt just couldn't see it. He was looking left, and then next thing he's got Snead in his face. He just pulled the ball down. He couldn't go anywhere with it.
Smart play from Platt, because instead of giving up a pick for a touchdown.
Yeah, don't just throw it in the air and then hope for the best. Don't do that.
Sun going to be able to return this one from the 50. Punts away. He gets it. Can't. And it bobbles, and it goes out of bounds. So the Sun will start on the Kodiaks 50 for this drive.
Well, they can't ask for better field position and see if they can get another score on the board before halftime.
And I just want to remind you, if you're an Okanagan Sun football player, or you used to be, come on down and check out the alumni tent. Guys are always invited to come on by, have a quick beverage, reminisce about old times, maybe sign up. They get a bit of a discount on tickets, I believe.
Yes.
1st and 10 for the Sun. Again, they're on the Kodiaks 50. They're going to hand this one off, and he gets a few yards on the play, nearly 5, second down.
Inside handoff, but he bounced it quickly to the outside. Prince George had a little bit of penetration on the inside from the defensive lineup, caused Allen to have to bounce it out to the right, and then he used his speed to turn what was going to look like nothing into 5 yards.
2nd and 5 here. 5 minutes left here in the second quarter. Sun lead 18-13. Christos gives it to Allen again. No, Christos keeps with the play action, runs out to the flats, has nowhere to go, and he's swallowed up. Doesn't get anywhere with it to make it 3rd down.
What a great play by the Prince George defense. As Christos did play action, he pulled it down and was looking, then he had to say, nope, there's nobody open. He took off, but Prince George was there in numbers and shut it down for no gain. That was a great pursuit by their defense.
And it looked like it was a run pass or RPO on that play that just
never really connected. It just didn't. It looked awkward right from the beginning. I bet they come after this punt.
I bet you're right. Grady Hay boots this from the 55. Deep high right. It's caught at the 1. Makes his way to the 4, and he goes out of bounds. So it'll be 1st and 10 Kodiaks, pinned deep.
That's a 45-yard punt exactly when you need it, right at the 1, but he had lots of height. He bobbled the snap a little bit, and then there was a little bit of pressure coming up the middle, but he didn't panic, and he caught all of it. And Grady's averaging over 40 yards a punt, which, if you can believe this, in the history of the Okanagan Sun, it's only happened 3 times.
Really?
That a punter has averaged better than 40 or 41 yards in a season. In 45 years? That's remarkable.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Kodiaks on their own 5, going left to right. Platt is going to hand this one off, and nowhere to go. That Okanagan Sun defensive front just stops anything that comes their way. 2nd down. If you see Hickenbottom on this play, he just holds his own, and that's what you want with the defensive end too. Is he keeps that outside containment.
He just pushes the offensive alignment away and then slides inside. A straightforward running play. Prince George can't do anything silly here. They know that field position is key, so they're in a passing situation. But even then, the quarterback's got to know keep it safe.
Platt looks to throw down the middle. It's intercepted by the Okanagan Sun, and it's down at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 Sun.
Keep it safe. I just said that. He just lobbed it up over the middle. He got pressure, and if you're going to throw it over the middle, throw it as far as you can. Don't try and place it in there. But he's looking for Brown, and he's trying to go level 2, and it was too short. Brown was open. Brown had a step on him, but he just didn't get enough on it.
Yeah, but Shane Peach is a phenomenal football player. Defensive coordinator for the Okanagan Sun, Shane Beatty. Can't say enough good things about him. And you can see his play. He leapt up there. He climbed the ladder to steal that football back. And now he puts his offense back on the field. On the 31-yard line, Christos gives it to Allen. Allen runs up the middle, about 4 yards on the play. And you'll take that all day long.
No, absolutely. Do it again. I mean, inside run, inside the right tackle. Got about 4 or 5 yards on the play, but they moved a pile of people to get there. I'd say run the same thing. Maybe go to the right, though, the wide side.
Sun lead this game 18-13. Prince George still in it. Second down. 6 yards to go here. Refs blowing the 3-minute warning here. Play is resumed. And they're going to give it to Jackson Allen again. Allen runs outside the tackles. He has only the DB to beat. Jumps over him. Gets into the end zone. No!
Well, they did run the same play, but they went to the same side.
They did.
Bounce. It was exactly the same play. He bounced. He started inside, bounced it out left, and then just used his speed to turn the corner, to leaping over a defender to try the last defender, and he stepped out, I think, on the 4 or the 5. Just stepped out of bounds.
Get those high knees moving. It's first and goal for the Sun. Hand off to Jackson Allen. No, he's taken out in the backfield. Second down.
Well, everybody in a white jersey on the field knew that Allen was going to get the ball in that play. They just eyeballed him because he ran it to get it all the way down there. You got to give him the ball. You got to let him try and score. So Prince George knew that, keyed on him, and stuffed him for maybe a yard.
And they had Colton Meikle in there in the backfield blocking. He's such a strong receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of he's just solid, good football player. Good pickup for the Okanagan Sun in the offseason. He was playing for Kamloops.
Okanagan.
And the Sun take a timeout, which means we'll take another timeout here on AM 1150. We'll be right back after this. Sorry, I just had to go off my mic here. Turn on the light for the... .222 left in the first half. Sun lead 18-13 against the Prince George Kodiaks. Sun showing it's going to be a direct snap to Allen. Allen spins. Just shy of the goal line.
Well, here's an interesting situation. So for the Sun, do you say, no, we got to go for it and get a touchdown, or you kick a field goal? I think you got to go for it. You can't. You got to go for it. You can't take the 3. That just admits defeat.
Well,
there they go.
And head coach Travis Miller, he's always got these interesting packages on the goal line that I love seeing.
Yeah, this is a big play.
Ball snapped. He's going to keep. Christos runs inside, spins, gets in for a touchdown.
That's kind of a no-brainer. Christos with all those big brown shirts in front of him, he's guaranteed to get at least 1 or 2 yards.
Mm-hmm. And we're inside 2 minutes here in the first half. And we're just waiting for the extra point. That's the cannon. Not to stress. Grady Hay boots it up, and the kick is good. So the Sun now go 25-13 with less than 2 minutes to go in the first half. Sun's just starting to come down here in Kelowna, so the lights are bright. The helmets are shiny. Again, that's another Sun touchdown for Kelowna Glass. Your halftime report by Safeway will be coming up, and I'd be curious, Coach, to know how many penalties we're taking. Even in the first quarter alone. In the last two series, we haven't seen much of it, which has been. Seems like players are getting used to figuring out. I don't know,
but they're all 15-yarders and one for 25. Like there's collectively between the two teams, they have to have had 100 yards penalties in the first half.
All right. Gray boots this one down to the middle of the field. Picked up at the 10. Cuts outside, makes his way to the 20. Slips. And he's down at the 19, actually. 1st and 10, Kodiaks.
Once again, just tremendous coverage to hold a kickoff returner to less than 10 yards.
And he's no slouch. It's Brown. He's been their best player.
But they're not picking up. Prince George isn't really getting much contact on the Sun players as they're coming down the field and just allowing them to run full speed.
Right through them. So they're going to get to work on their own 18, 1st and 10. On the far side of the field, going left to right. Minute 52 left in the first half. It's going to be a quick handoff down the left side. Has nowhere to go. That defensive line shutting the door all half. And that'll be 2nd and long.
Not really much going on there, but they're trying to run the game and trying to keep the Sun honest. They're not just going to drop back to pass. The last time they dropped back to pass, it didn't end so well, so they might be a little gun shy.
Yep, it'll be 2nd and 11 on the 17. They're going to have to go through there in this play. We'll just see what Toby Plett does. He's calling his receivers off again. And there's a flag on the play.
Time count. Kodiaks.
What do you call?
But time count violation.
Thank you, time count.
I coach receivers, and I don't understand why they have their two inside receivers run up the line of scrimmage and then stop, and then backpedal, and then start from a standing position 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. I mean, motion is there for your advantage. Use the timing of it. Whether they're trying to get a defense to display their coverages or something, I don't know. But it just seems to me to be counterproductive. I'm not really sure of the reasoning for it.
Well, the Kodiaks now lose it down because of this play. And they're going to send their punt team out. Back to return. For the Sun, it looks like it's Ethan Bilo.
This is the kind of punt you come after from a defense.
High snap, gets it, punts it, but it's a short punt. Bilo's going to get this at the 50 or the 45, runs up the middle, leaps over a couple guys, but they catch him in the midair, and he's down at the 22. There is another flag on the field, but I think that's just no yards.
Flag, I think it's a hold.
I think you're right, Coach. Bilo wanted to run all over. He wanted to jump over those guys.
Well, he did. It was a little. He got some good air.
He did.
But when you're not very heavy, it doesn't. They just pick you up and throw you back down on the ground.
Here's the run back. Holding. Number 41. 10 yards penalty. First step.
All right, so it's a 10-yard penalty on the Okanagan Sun. Holding. We got a minute left here in the quarter.
Well, the Sun could, score again, but they don't need to do it all in one play. Well, I'll put all the money you have in your pocket right now on Jackson getting the ball in an inside handoff.
I'll take that bet. And he's alone in the backfield. Keeps, runs up the middle, and he's, no, well, the refs blew the play dead anyways, so that'll be second down. So what money do you have in your pocket, Coach?
Well, you know, there's one thing Lee Trevino said about pressure, about standing over a $100,000 putt. He says, no. Pressure, that's not pressure. Pressure is standing over a $10 bet when you only got $5 in your pocket. That's pressure.
So it'll be 2nd and 15 for the Sun. Christos alone in the backfield. Keeps, runs up the middle. Makes a couple guys miss, gets to the first down marker. And it'll be 1st and 10 Sun.
Yeah, the Sun can make the ground by running the ball. They don't need to throw it. And Christos back to pass, and then he just takes off straight up the middle. Puts a couple of moves on guys, but he's a very north-south runner when he gets going.
He really is, and he's a big guy. He can just punish defenders for... So 1st and 10 for the Sun. Christos looks left, throws, and the refs are going to call that one incomplete. That one intended for Chad Alexander to make it 2nd down.
Yeah, Alexander was the receiver on the left, the wide out. Christos tried to get it to him quickly, just took a quick couple of steps and then threw it as hard as he could, but it was low, and it skipped in. It was almost a catch, but the ref was standing there right there. He saw plainly that it bounced in.
2nd and 10 here for the Okanagan Sun. Christos alone in the backfield. Dumps it off, has his man. Jackson Allen gets to the first down marker, spins, and he's down at the 20-yard line. 1st down Sun with 23 seconds left on the clock. By the way, for those of you watching on BCFC TV, I'm going by the clock at the stadium. Do we see any discrepancies? And there's another flag on the play. The refs just threw a flag, I'm not sure.
Guys, 45.
Dead ball foul. Objectionable conduct number 2. Defense. 10 yards penalty.
So that's an unfortunate penalty for the Kodiaks, which pushes the Sun better position in the red zone. They're going to be on the 11 now. Jackson Allen behind Marcus Christos. Allen goes in to block. Christos throws down the left side of the field, but that's out of reach to make it 3rd down or 2nd down.
Trying to hit the corner pattern from the inside receiver on the left. Went inside, then go to the corner and throw it deep. I like that play, that call, in the sense that it's a very difficult play to cover, but it's a tough one to complete.
Mm-hmm. 2nd down. They don't have to get to the end zone, but they got to get close. Christos rolls out of the backfield, throws on the run, has his man, it's caught, touchdown Sun! And that's Noah Borhot with an absolute snag.
Well, Borhot's the inside receiver. There's 3 receivers on the right. He was inside. The wideout went down deep into the end zone. The inside receiver ran a short pattern, and Borhot, being the middle of the 3, ran a middle distance pattern. Just down, curled it to the sidelines at around 15 yards. Easy catch.
And the kick is up. The kick is good. So the Sun improved to 32-13 here. We're still in the first half. We're going to take another 30-second timeout on AM 1150. We'll be right back after this. Yeah, you got to give Noah Borhot. I've said this on the last broadcast, but his cousin Ahmed Borhot played for the Sun for a few years.
Oh, yeah. That was a while ago. Yeah. Look at you knowing your stuff.
So the Sun now have gotten the ball rolling in the 2nd quarter.
They played much better. committed to the running game, and they gave the ball to Jackson Allen. Or Allen Jackson, pardon me.
It is Jackson Allen.
It's right, either way.
32-13 in favor of the Sun right now with 12 seconds left in the half. And Kodiaks might get 1 or 2 plays out of this. We'll see. Sun are going to boot this one. Back to return is Brown on the left side. Grady Hay kicks it. Brown gets it at the 10, makes his way to the 15. He's under pressure, and he's down at the 20. The Okanagan Sun Gunners are just tremendous on kickoff today.
They are, and Prince George just keeps running it to the same spot. They keep going left. Well, go to the return right. Try that one. But it's
Well, I can't begin to tell you how I don't know how to coach a football team, so I know you've coached.
you got to mix it up. I mean,
You've done pretty much every position. You've been in every position as far as the front office goes for the Okanagan Sun.
well, I've got lots of reference material, that's for sure. When you're as a special teams coordinator, you have to have a plan, but you've got to mix it up a little. You've got to have on returns. I mean, what's Prince George got to lose by run a reverse? Do something. What do you get to lose?
So 1st and 10 with just 6 seconds left on the clock here. Plett's going to throw to a lone receiver. It's incomplete, in and out of his hands.
He was looking to move with the ball before he had the ball. He took his eyes off of it. The receiver on the far left, right on the sidelines, and he just looked
Brown
away.
Too.
Yeah, Brown. He was excited to get the ball and do something with it because he had lots of space. He hooked up at 10. Ball was right there. And his eyes took the eyes off the ball, and it hit the ground.
And this play will bring us to the end of the half. Your Safeway halftime report coming up. Plett throws it down the middle, and it's incomplete. That brings zeros on the board. And that is the end of the half. The Okanagan Sun lead 32-13. We're going to take a short 5-minute break. Your Okanagan Sun halftime report, brought to you by Safeway, is coming up in 5 minutes' time.
In entrance, also the Papa John's tent by the front entrance selling pizzas.
Successful return for the Okanagan Sun. Right here. Takes the handoff. And he throws towards the end zone and
At Cal Tire, we know trust isn't built overnight. It takes decades of doing the work right here in Canada. With the best tires, true service, and honest expertise since 1953. At Cal Tire, we say stop paying too much for brakes. Get fast, affordable brakes, easy online quotes, free inspections, and the best warranty in the biz. Learn more at caltire.com.
Broken glass? No problem. Go see Tim at Kelowna Glass.
Hi, I'm Tim. Come see us for all your glass needs.
Kelowna Glass specializes in repair and replacement of auto, residential, and commercial glass. Kelowna Glass, Kelowna's #1 choice for auto glass.
Come and see us on the corner of Hunter and Enterprise.
Smooth commutes and safe streets during construction. That's BCW Traffic Management's commitments. Safety for both the public and workers. BCW is a proud supporter of your Okanagan Sun. Learn more about BCW at bcwtrafficmanagement.ca.
At Beecroft Fuel Distributors, being a part of the community is their top priority. As proud supporters of youth sports like the Westside Warriors, Penticton Bees, and our own Okanagan Sun, they love to see the next generation competing at such high levels of athleticism. Did you know they also provide 100% of the fuel for every search and rescue operation in all 8 of their service communities at no charge? Beecroft Fuel Distributors, your community partner, family owned, locally run, and a proud sponsor of the Okanagan Sun. BBFD.ca.
Fuel your adventures with Canco Petroleum in one-stop convenience. Grab a Chillers or make it a Screamer. And don't forget to scan your Canco cash card. Check out cancopetroleum.ca or download their app. Proud sponsors of your Okanagan Sun.
Yes, you can, Co.
Let's face it, moving and storage isn't as much fun as watching football. If you need to move or store your stuff and you have lots of stuff, a Big Steel Box is a convenient and flexible solution. The team at Big Steel Box is on your side and is dedicated to providing an exceptional experience by reducing your effort and owning your problem. If you're looking for a moving and storage service that feels better, get started with Big Steel Box, proud supporter of the Okanagan Sun.
Hello, Kelowna. It's Michael J. from beautiful Big White Ski Resort. I've got a question for you. Have you ever seen Big White in the summertime? I think
At the half, the Okanagan Sun lead 32-13 here at the Apple Bowl. But I want to say the story of the game so far, Coach, penalties. There's been so many penalties this game.
There's been, what does that say?
95 yards for the Sun in penalties, 9 for 95 and 9 for 75 for
18 penalties. Yeah, and as I've said before, it's not the yardage attached to the actual penalty itself. It's how many yards were in a game were negated by that penalty. So both teams have examples of big plays being called back.
Yeah, massive plays being called back.
Especially the Sun had 2. One was on a punt return and one was on a big long run. But those are unnecessary. And it's kept in turnovers. Lots of turnovers. I think we've had 4 so far in this first half. And they've led to points for both teams. And it's just one thing after another. It's like, okay, go in at halftime, get it together, and come out and you know, it's not a matter of don't make mistakes. It's just don't do stupid things. You know, you'll make a mistake, everybody may, but you know, the late hits after the whistle that both teams did, and the one that cost Prince George 25 yards. Oh my goodness. I mean, if that player immediately should have been on the bench.
Well, on both sides of the ball, you can say that because the Sun took a massive penalty, which led to a Kodiaks touchdown, and vice versa. And I'm pretty sure they were on back-to-back series. I mean, you look at the total offense for the Kodiaks. They had 107 yards total offense, but actually they were minus 7 yards rushing and 114 yards passing. If I'm the Kodiaks, I think I want to pass the ball a bit more this next half, because they can't do anything against that defensive front from the Okanagan Sun.
You had 2 completely different offenses that first half. You've got the Okanagan Sun, which is running the ball at will, and they have 184 yards of rushing in the first half. It says 184.
The Sun had 184 yards rushing in the first half, 81 yards passing.
So the Sun have the lead, so you're going to run the ball, and the Kodiaks have to pass because they're trailing. They tried a little bit to keep them honest, but that's done. So they have to come out, and I don't think that they have the arm to do that.
Right.
I think that they can pick away underneath, but that only gets you so far. Every once in a while you got to go up top. The touchdown to Andrew Brown was really nice. Like, that was a great throw high. It was only maybe about 25 yards down the field, but it hit him right on the dead run, and the defender misplayed it, and then he was gone. So they're going to have to try and get the ball to Andrew Brown. He's the guy for it, but maybe not over the middle. I think get him into the corner situation, get him a one-on-one on the outside.
He has an ability to make guys miss, and that's actually what I like about watching Andrew Brown play football. He's small. He's a shorter guy, but he still makes plays. And it's always, time and time and again, when you watch football, the shorter guys are the DBs. Well, he's clearly a hands guy.
Yeah.
And if I was coaching, if I was Ryan Bellamy, I'd want to get him into short yardage situations.
Yeah.
Get those button hooks. Get those short outs. Make him make a defender miss, because he proved he can do that, especially with that touchdown. There were 4 Okanagan Sun players on him, and he still managed to climb the ladder. At that height, it's impressive.
Well, I've always felt, get your best players, you got to get them the ball. And, if they've got the skill to make somebody miss, get it to them short. You don't have to throw it 25, 30 yards down the field all the time. Mm-hmm. But there's other players out there. So if the Suns start to key on Brown number 4, who's open? Somebody's going to be open. You use him as a decoy, that's fine. But they haven't really thrown to anybody else. They had one little out and up to, I can't remember his name now. He made that catch on his back. It was a great catch in the first half. Tabora? Was that Tabora?
Tabora, yes.
And that was a great catch. And he's made a few other little catches, but it's just those 2. There's other guys out there. They got to come up, step up, and get open.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens in the second half. Again, across the league, there wasn't much to talk about. I mean, the big one was the VI beat Kamloops 71-0. The Rebels beat the Huskers 43-16. The Huskers are having a very difficult year to start. Kamloops is having an abysmal season right now. The Kodiaks, I believe they play Kamloops next week, and the Kodiaks will be looking forward to that game, because those are 2 teams where the Kodiaks can easily make work of the Kamloops Broncos. Something about the Kodiaks I do like too is they're still they're a brand new program. And for them to be 1-2 to start a season is a really good thing. You know, they're not coming out and laying flat every game. They're coming out and competing throughout an entire game. They're down 32-13. They can come back. We've seen it with many teams.
Last year, if I can recall, they were pretty much in every game. Like the first half, they played very, very well in the first half of every game they were in, and then they faded in the second half. They whether that's an adjustment point of view from the coaching staff and who they're playing against, or maybe it's just you're playing against a team that's better than you. It's only a matter of time before the other team that's better than you kind of overwhelms you. But for the first half, they were in it every single game, and they're kind of in this one still.
They definitely are.
It's the way this game's going. A couple of penalties and a turnover, and bang! If they get the ball on good field position, it's wide open still. So.
Well, I mean, they have such a hard travel schedule. When you think last weekend they were in Langley, they hosted Langley, but this weekend, coming to Kelowna, they drove in yesterday, but it is a long drive from Prince George to Kelowna, and they're doing this 5 times a year. Mm-hmm. It's not easy.
No, it does wear on you. It's travel is tough in this league because it's by bus, and it's heading over to the island first thing in the morning. Hotels are expensive, especially in the summertime on the island. That's a big cost for teams. So
yeah,
we've done it in the past. I know how expensive that is and how much work it is. It's just not feasible now.
All right, so the Okanagan Sun lead 32-13 here at the half. That's your halftime report brought to you by Safeway. I'm Stephen Kepler. With me is Coach Bill Long. We're going to take a short 5-minute break on AM 1150, and we'll be back right after this. Thanks for joining us.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your stats from the first half of tonight's game. First downs, the Okanagan Sun with 14, the Kodiaks with 5. Yards rushing, the Sun 184, the Kodiaks -7. Quarterbacks for the Sun 8 for 16 for 81 yards, and the Kodiaks 5 of 12 for 114 yards. Total yards in the first half for the Sun 265, for the Kodiaks 107. Penalties in the opening half. The Sun penalized 9 times for 95 yards. The Kodiaks 9 times for 75 yards. 2 other games of the BCFC both concluded earlier today. It was West Shore 43, the Valley Huskers 16, and the VI Raiders 77, and the Kamloops Broncos no score.
Thank you. We're just about ready to start the second half. The Okanagan Sun lead 32-13. The Kodiaks and the Sun have taken the field. The Kodiaks going to receive
the Sun will kick off
to start the second half. And we'll see what kind of changes were made. I'm pretty sure both teams, though, were told, watch the penalties at half.
Well, I can guarantee that Coach Miller had a few words.
So I can't repeat them on the air is what you're saying, Coach.
Correct.
The kick is away. Dead center of the field. Going to be picked up at the 5. Makes his way to the 10. Runs. Doesn't get anywhere after that. The Okanagan Sun
Number 4, Andrew Brown.
kickoff team is just
to open up the second half.
perfect tonight so far.
Marking down at about the 17.
Just
it'll be first
fake
and
going
10.
left and flip it on a reserve to the right. The Okanagan Sun are so fast down there, and I'm watching, and they're losing contain. You can see the contain on the wide side isn't really there because they're all ball hungry, going straight for the ball. So start it left and then flip it around to somebody who goes, what do you got to lose? But they've run 4 consecutive kickoffs to exactly the same spot.
Toby Planton, the quarterback. Sun defensive line stops the run again. And they blitz 2 inside linebackers
The
there.
34, Devin Hoverson, the ball carrier.
Well, the Sun defensive line is a handful on their own. You throw a linebacker or 2 into the mix to fill in the space, and that
Right
makes it
down by
even
West
tougher. So
Carlin?
inside handoff, they got maybe a half a yard, not even.
No gain in the play. It'll be 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 here. At the start of the second half. Almost 1 minute down. Platt throws, and it's caught. He's stopped midair. Gets 5 yards on the play. That'll make it 3rd down.
Inside receiver will a hook at about 7-8 yards. The Sun were there in lots of numbers, and it was Brendan Morgan who made the hit. He held up a little bit because I think he was afraid he might get there too soon and it'd be a pass interference penalty. But he was right there to make the tackle, stop from 2 yards short.
Ethan Below back to return this he's already sitting there at the 55. Standing straight up, just like Alshon Jeffrey. Kick his way. Another short punt. It's going to move around a little bit. Below backtracks, picks it up. Flag on the play, and he's down at the 47-yard line. I think they're going to be calling no yards on this one.
Yeah, no yards. I mean, it was a good punt, but the 15 yards on the bounce certainly helped. They got him some better. But then once the ball was rolling around, the coverage team just lost their discipline and came collapsing in on Below, who picked it up, and there was 2 players there right there on top of
No
him.
yards. Kicking team number 4. 5 yards penalty. First snap.
So the Sun are going to start this one on their own 52-yard line, 1st and 10. Christo staying in a QB with Jackson Allen, not to be confused with famous country singer Alan Jackson. And he's going to keep this one. Christos runs outside. He has real estate. Makes one guy miss. He goes out of bounds, maybe just shy of the 1st down marker. We'll see. Another 10 yards for Christos.
He's very committed when he makes the decision to run. He takes it and he goes. He pulled the ball down and he took off to his right. There was a gap to the right side, and you could see he was just making a run for it.
He's a through and through Canadian quarterback, though.
And he couldn't see where the 1st down marker was because the 1st down marker is the other side. So he didn't have that as a target, so he ended up being just a little bit short.
2nd down. Play action pass, gets his man in the flats. He gets to the 1st down marker, goes to the 40. He's got room to run. He's alone. Makes his way to the 10. Touchdown, Sun!
Well, that was an innocent play that turned into a bad play for Prince George. Ran him out into the flats, and he was in the.
That's Tyler Craver.
Tyler Craver.
We've been saying his name for years, but
he started as the inside receiver to the right, and then he went in motion in front of the quarterback. When the snap came, he came going from right to left, ran out into the flats. Christos hit him right on the run as he's on the flat, so he's only maybe a yard down past the line of scrimmage when he caught the ball. And then he just used the wheels and just beat everybody down the sidelines. Nobody could put the proper angle on him, and away he went.
And the extra point is good. We're going to take a 30-second timeout on AM 1150. We'll be right back after this. So a quick 2 and out for the Kodiaks, and the Sun run 2 plays and punch it in.
Now they almost doubled their passing yards on one play.
That was almost a 50-yard touchdown.
On a 1-yard throw. Just a short 1-yard pass, and then.
Yeah, sorry, that was 1-yard pass.
Yeah, so.
It was such a shovel pass. It looked like it was behind the line. It was almost a lateral.
Which is maybe receivers gotta have a word. Why does the quarterback get credit for all those yardage?
I like how Tyler Craver turned on the Jets though and made 3 guys miss to take it down for a touchdown.
He was deceptive in his speed because he turned the corner and then whoa, where did that come from? But he's got an extra gear.
Sun now lead 39-13 here in the 3rd quarter. Hay is going to boot this one down the right-hand side. And Kodiaks bring in some extra blockers. Brown makes a couple guys miss, cuts inside, gets to the 25-yard line this time. There's no quit in this football player. Love to see it.
None. But, shocking. Return left. Just, for the love of God, just go to the right side just once. I think that if the Sun kick off again, they're pretty much their kickoff team's on autopilot now. They're just automatically going left.
Well, that's what the Huskers did last week. They caught the Sun sleeping to open up the second half, and that's exactly what happened. They took it to the crib. Plett looks right, rolls out, throws, has his man. It's caught at the line of scrimmage, and he's taken down behind the line of scrimmage, second and long.
Great coverage. Fullback came out into the flats. Plett hit him. He was open, but the support, the coverage came up, and that was
Gavin Halverson with the grab.
Halverson came flying up from a corner position and made the tack instantly. That's the defensive speed that the Okanagan Sun have in their secondary.
They're fast.
It's impressive.
2nd and 10 now for Prince George. They're on their own 25. Plett, handoff right up the middle. He has room to run. He gets past the line of scrimmage, but only a couple of yards to make a 3rd down and 8.
Well, Prince George doesn't have the best of running games. You get the Aurora.
Unfortunately, they were minus 7 yards on the ground to start for the first half, but this half I think they have 5 yards rushing now.
Yeah, they're trying to catch the Sun, maybe catch them now, dropping off on a pass play and just run it inside. Maybe you can break a tackle and get a big gain. They got 5 out of it, which is the best run they've had all game.
And the punt is away. Sky high. Got it to 50. Cuts outside, makes his way to the 55, makes another guy miss, jukes again, goes outside, makes 2 guys miss. Excellent return from Ethan Bilo.
Beto, a really good job and great blocking by the Sun. Everybody was picking somebody up down the field. Bilo headed to the right, then cut it back inside, right around in between the numbers, right on the hash marks. And Prince George just wasn't able to get down. That was kind of, I think, the best punt he's had all game.
That was an excellent punt. It's sky high.
And it was a knuckleball. That was a great catch by Bilo on that one.
1st and 10 for the Sun. They're going to start at the 34-yard line. Christos gives to Jackson Allen. Allen has no. And there's flags everywhere on the field.
That's unfortunate.
That looked like it was a...
He faked it. He was going to keep the ball, and then he had everybody beaten, everybody fooled. And unfortunately, the Prince George defensive lineman...
Tiago
Maldez.
Yeah, got in there.
Number 35, defense, 15-yard penalty from the original line of scrimmage.
The tackle was just too high and got up around the head.
So Tiago Dallameda made the play, but he also took a face mask penalty on the same play, and that's going to hurt the Kodiaks.
That's too bad, because he did everything right on that except at the end.
I think he just busted through and didn't know what to do, and instincts take over. It can happen. 1st and 10 for the Sun. They're on the 22. Hands it off to Jackson Allen. Allen runs through the defense. Gets 7 yards on the play.
No, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You just hand it off inside to Jackson and let him do his thing. And he's following the brown shirts. There's lots of space there.
So 2nd and 4. .9:35 left in the 3rd quarter. I'm getting it right back to Allen. Allen runs outside, cuts through, makes his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Sun! And what a touchdown! Ran through that entire defense.
They haven't really called very many different running plays. They're all, I bet you they've called maybe 3 or 4 different running plays. They all start the same. He runs inside and he has the option to keep it inside or bounce it out. And this one, he bounced it out to the left and then cut it up right around the hash marks and beat some tacklers. It was actually a pretty easy score.
Jackson Allen with his third touchdown of the game to put the Okanagan Sun up 45-13. As we go to the extra point, and it's good. We're going to take a 30-second timeout on AM 1150. We'll be right back after this. And so Jackson Allen is having himself a good football game.
Aye.
And when you have a complete football team, they're a complete team, the Okanagan Sun. You can rely on certain players to win certain games, and I think Jackson Allen has been great, but the offensive line has really opened up the field for him at times, but he does have the knowledge to go outside if he has to.
Absolutely. You know, he'll read his blocks, and when you see him go inside and the outside runs that he's bouncing out right away, and whether they're designed to start and go out there, but they just give such a good inside look, and PG collapses on it, and then when he bounces out, there's nobody there.
All right. And the Okanagan Sun going to put this one away. Let's see if they go left or right. The kick is away. He kicks it down to the left-hand side of the field. And they don't manage to get it. Finally gets it at the 10. And he's down at the 15. First down, Kodiaks deep in their own territory.
Well, Prince George only had 11 players on the field. And I think the 12th one who they were missing was the one who was supposed to catch the kickoff. Maybe that's what happened.
I saw one of their guards kind of move up to the 50 after he was set at the 30.
They only had 11 guys up there. And then to stand back there and then it's somebody's got to be the call person on, mine. That's, yeah.
Well, the lights may have gotten in his way too. Drops back to pass. Throws. Incomplete. No, picked off by the Okanagan Sun. Ty Walker with another one to add to his resume.
Well, pressure on Plett, and he saw a white shirt over the middle, and you just can't throw over the middle and have it be high because there's trouble. And that's exactly what happened. Walker's just standing there. He wasn't covering anybody. And next thing you know, the ball's overthrown and hits him right between the 1 and the 4.
And there's a down Kodiak on the field. There's always the part of the game I do not like. Guys.
Unnecessary roughness. Roughing the passer. Number 44, defense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
So the pick is negated.
Well, there was some pressure on there, and I wasn't looking at the aftermath of it because I was following the ball downfield. But there was 2 Sun defenders that came in, and apparently the timing of their hit was well off.
Yeah, we can see the replay now. Hickenbottom comes in and just kind of taps him, but he hits him hard enough, and it looks like he went helmet to helmet. It looked unintentional.
He gets him helmet right into his chin.
I hope he's okay.
And game-worn Okanagan Sun jersey. If you check page 9 of your program, if you have an Okanagan Sun autograph, take your program to the ticket booth at the main entrance and claim your Okanagan Sun game-worn jersey.
Now Plett is sitting up, which is good to see. He got his bell rung, that's for sure.
Who's the next quarterback in line?
Well, they've got Wyatt Stabest and Jonathan Cheremshinsky. Cheremshinsky played for the Huskies in Edmonton.
Yeah.
Prairie football player from Edmonton. Now the Prairies, they don't throw often. I know that firsthand. And it looks like Plett is up and standing under his own power. That's good to see.
Yeah, Yeah, he took a helmet right in the chin, and it was Higginbottom had a couple of steps and then let him have it. So yeah, he deserved that 15-yard penalty. But once again, he didn't need to do that.
No.
And he negated an interception.
Now in at QB, it is going to be Cheremshinsky. He'll be behind
Number 15,
center.
Jonathan Cheremshinsky, now in a quarterback for the Kodiaks.
Cheremshinsky drops back, throws, incomplete, flags on the play.
Pass over the middle is incomplete. There are
multiple flags on the field.
Well, Cheremshinsky had a little bit of happy feet. You don't get pressure like this. He just kind of shoveled the ball over top, trying to get
He was
to a
looking
receiver
for Brown.
trying to who was dragging across. He just flipped it to him, but those were probably offensive penalties from where the flags landed, one in the backfield and one on the line of scrimmage.
As somebody who spent most of his life in Alberta, I got to give kudos to Cheremshinsky because that's the most vague.
Unnecessary roughness. Blocking to the waist, number 75, offense, 15-yard penalty, second down.
So a costly penalty to move it to second down and 25.
Yeah, you're not allowed to chop block a player, especially if he's in contact with somebody else.
Yeah, those rules are in place to protect. 8:19 to go here in the third quarter. Sun lead 46 to 13, sorry. Well, it's a nice night at the Apple Bowl. If you're driving around Kelowna tonight, it's nice to come in and check out the atmosphere. It's a good family atmosphere here. Kids running around the track. Always having a good time. There's a bouncy castle on the west side of the field near the end zone. The grass is perfect, as we hosted 2 CFL games here this season.
Oh, it's an amazing condition.
It was a great atmosphere.
It was a spectacular job by the city of Kelowna and all the volunteers, the Okanagan Sun, and everybody who worked to put on those 2 events here was really beyond what anybody could have imagined.
Cheremshinsky looks to throw, doesn't have anyone, rolls out, throws it, gets his man, it's caught. They'll get a few yards on the play, but that'll make it third down.
Well, it's a tough position to be to come in as a quarterback with an injury with you're not warmed up. You've got a team that is going to be coming after you because you're trailing by quite a few points. Your options are limited as a quarterback, so he's got some happy feet back there. As soon as he's getting pressure, he's just taking off and trying to make something happen.
Back to return this, I think, is Ethan Belo. He's been returning punts this evening. And it's a muffed snap. He's going to keep it. Unfortunately, he's down, but he throws it. Picked off by the Okanagan Sun. Flag on the play. And they're going to call it dead. Looks like his knees were down when he threw it.
Well, is that going to be a late hit that they go? No. They
horse collar.
Yep. That's going to be a first down.
That'll be a first down for the Kodiaks.
He dropped the snap, and he's trying to make something happen with it. Took off to his right. The defender after him, and the defender reached up and grabbed him by the back of the shoulder pads and dragged him down. And that's a tackle that they don't want because you can really hurt a player's legs when you tackle him that way. So they don't want you to do that. I think it's another 15-yarders.
And there's no flag on the play.
Okay. All right. So they waved off what looked like a bit of a horse collar, but maybe it's because if we see the replay again, he's probably got him by the shirt, which will be fine, by the jersey.
And it looked like Brown had some words with the ref there because the ref pointed at him and spoke to him, and his knee was down when he threw it.
Okay. So it wasn't an interception. He was down on contact right there. Okay.
So it's 1st and 10 Sun And they're in the red zone on the 13-yard line. Christos gives to Jackson Allen. Allen cuts inside, makes 3 guys miss before being tackled shy of the first down. That'll make it 2nd and short.
And he's going to get it again and get another touchdown. He's just plowing ahead, and the brown shirt's coming in there to push up. We've run this play probably 20 times tonight. Inside handoff. Pick your hole. Go for it.
And they're going to go shotgun. It's going to be a keep just to get a sneak here. Quick QB sneak to get the first down.
Nothing fancy about that.
And they're going to call it first down. So that'll make it 1st and goal now. Play is whistled back in. Three backs in with Christos. Christos takes it alone, runs it, takes it in for a touchdown, Sun. Well, Coach.
Nothing fancy there.
Nope.
Christos takes the ball. He's got 3 other players in the backfield with him on his right side. They go crashing into the line of scrimmage. He just follows them in right underneath the posts.
To make it 52-13. The Okanagan Sun go up again. We're going to take another timeout on AM 1150. We'll be right back after this. Grady Hay's kick is up, and it is good. Another PAT for Grady Hay. Last week he had 11. He might be the highest scoring kicker for the Sun right now. I mean, Liam Atwood, how many did he have? He's the highest scoring kicker of all time for the Sun.
He had the most field goals,
Yep.
in the league, yeah. I think he beat his dad. His dad, Jason Atwood, who was...
We'll have the winning number.
Who, when I coached Jason, I joked with Jason because the offense we had back there in the mid-'90s was pretty good. And I said to Jason, Woody, you've got more points in extra points than I had in points, and I had touchdowns in there. He had 160 extra points or some crazy thing.
By my count, that's a lot.
That's a ton of points.
So unfortunately for the Kodiaks, they haven't been able to get much going here in the third quarter. Down 53-13.
Well, they had a chance to start at the start of this half to kind of get back into it, man. They didn't take it.
The kick is away. Brown's going to receive this one at the 10. Goes left. Cuts back. Goes back. Has room to run. And he's pushed out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Tackle made by Jacob Wong.
Well, that was exciting because he made it look like he was going to go right, and then he went left. So it was a little bit of a feint in there.
And sorry, that wasn't Brown returning it. That was Jacob Wong returning it. Cheremshinsky in at quarterback. Quick handoff to the right side of the field. Goes around a few defenders, but they wrap him up in the backfield for a loss of 1.
Well, Halverson got the handoff, and he had brown shirts in his face right away. He had to cut inside as he was heading to his right, go back into the left, but then the pursuit on the defensive line got there and dragged him down for essentially no gain at all.
Smoke rolling in here in the Okanagan. Drops back to pass. Cheremshinsky throws, gets his man, completed for a 7-yard gain.
Well, that was a good pass.
And that was Xander Tabora there. Again, one of his other receivers who's had a tremendous game given.
Yeah, a timing pattern. Tabora runs the out as the inside receiver on the left runs the out. Cheremshinsky dropped back. He was looking to his right and then just stepped and turned and threw left. And he threw the ball on the break. It was good timing. Unfortunately, the ball was a little bit low and the receiver couldn't catch it and try and turn upfield and get some more yards. So they're 3 yards short. But it was a well-thrown pass, and then the timing of it was great.
Mm-hmm. Bilo back to receive for the Okanagan Sun. And the kick is away. Sky high down the left side of the field. Rolls. Bilo gets it. He's at the 45, runs around a couple of guys, and he's taken down on the 54-yard line. 1st and 10 Sun at midfield.
Well, those kicks are impossible to catch. And I just watched the punters drop when he drops the football. Usually you drop it on a little bit of an angle with the nose slightly down. And so when your foot hits it, it puts a spin on it, so you get those tight spirals. His are straight down, and they hit his foot flat, and they're just an airborne knuckleball.
Mm-hmm. First and 10 for the Sun. Short handoff. Has plenty of room to run as Jackson Allen runs outside. Has nobody near him. He's going. He's at the 20, the 10, the 5, outside. And he's out of bounds on the 3-yard line. A massive chunk play for Jackson Allen.
Well, broken record. It's the same play that he just takes inside and then bounces out. Everybody's collapsed on it, and away he goes, and then it's just wheels.
I'm curious to know his numbers today because he's putting up El Elyon Noah numbers tonight.
Oh, he's pushing 200 yards by now, I bet. 150 anyway.
Down at the 2, and it was a gain of 54. Holy mackerel. 1st and goal. Handoff. Allen punches it through. Is he there? Touchdown, Jackson Allen. Allen with his 4th TD of the game.
I was going to say, it was his 4th touchdown.
That's another Okanagan Sun touchdown for Kelowna Glass. I can already tell you my offensive player of the game is probably going to be Jackson Allen, brought by Soil to Sod.
And I think he needs to sit on the bench for the 4th quarter. You know, you get lots of good talent running back. You don't need to run him anymore.
And that's what I actually wanted to bring up with Overstreet staying in the game against the Kodiaks last week. I know he got 10 touchdowns, but at that point...
the guy on the bench isn't getting any better when he's just sitting on the bench.
The kick is away. The kick is good. Flag on the play. And that might be the penalty. Whatever penalty happens will be
assessed on the kickoff.
Yeah. .2:16 to go in the 3rd quarter. The Sun leads 60-13. Thanks for joining us on AM 1150. I'm Stephen Kepler. With me is Coach Bill Long. We're on AM 1150, iHeartRadio, BCFC TV, and TELUS TV. What'd I miss? What else?
Offside.
Aren't we soon to be a
Number
Netflix special?
13.
I thought so.
On the defense.
The long Kepler.
The convert.
That's right.
The convert is good.
Well, it's going to be the show where I'm going to try and teach you how to kick a 25-yard field goal.
Hey, that'd be a good show.
I think that would be.
I think I can do it.
I'm a good, I know you'd like me to coach you to keep. I'm a good coach. I don't know if I'm that good.
Well, do I do it in full gear, or do I? There's always those things at halftime on these major games where they make an average Joe kick a field goal in front of 60,000 fans, and I could never do that. The pressure. The Okanagan Sun kicking this one off from their own 50. Kicks away. Dagger down the left side of the field. He catches it. They're going to run it up the right side. That's Brown. Cuts through a couple defenders, and he goes out of bounds at the 15.
Yay. Still, I mean, that was a great kick. That was 10 yards deep.
So it looks like they're going to keep Cheremshinsky in at QB. Cheremshinsky with Galvin Halverson behind him. Minute 30 left here in the third quarter. Cheremshinsky, it's going to be jet sweep down the left side of the field. Doesn't have anywhere to go. And the defensive line once again swallows him whole. There's just no passing this defensive front tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you're so limited on an offense, what you can do at this point, trailing by as much. You just got to run some plays and just try and run them well, because the defense is all geared up. They're right up the line of scrimmage, and they've shown that the Sun, their defensive speed is just over too much for Prince George right now.
2nd and 8 on their own 22. Cheremshinsky drops back, throws down the middle, incomplete, nearly picked off to make it 3rd down.
You had 2 receivers, the inside running both little slant patterns over the middle, and threw the ball between the 2 of them and hit the ground. So I don't think he was really committed to one or the other. He was just trying to throw it into a space.
Bilo back to return this punt again. He's getting a lot of experience tonight. Another sky-high kick. Bilo gets it at the 48. Sorry, the 56. Sorry, I was wrong, but he only gets 5 yards on the play. 1st down, Sun with flags on the field.
I'd like to have 2 plays in a row without a flag tonight.
We'll see what the refs call it. I think it's just no yards.
I think it's a hold.
I'll bet you all the money in my pocket that it's a flag. Sorry, that it's a no yards.
I don't think you have any pockets.
I do. I just have no money.
Oh, okay.
Unnecessary roughness, blindside block. Number 38, receiving team. 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
So Sun take a 15-yard penalty on that play. They're going to start on their own 45.
Blindside blocks used to be fun.
Rather 50.
No, just catch a guy not looking and just completely earhole him.
Football's changed a bit in the last 40 years, Coach.
It has.
Sun showing pass, drops back, holds, rolls out of the pocket, throws deep down the right-hand side. He has a man. He's incomplete, in and out of the hands. As that's Tyler Craver.
Well, Craver just down the right side, and he was open, and Christos just threw the ball over the wrong shoulder. He had to throw it inside. He threw it to the outside, and Craver just couldn't adjust to it.
So 2nd down. Sun on their own 50, going left to right. Last play of the 3rd quarter. Sun showing pass, rolls out of the pockets. Christos throws it to the flats, incomplete, throws it just too high for Colton Meikle. That'll make it 3rd down to end the quarter.
Well, Meikle was dragging across from left to right, going to the left side of the field. He was open, just too high.
We're going to take it to 30 actually, we're going to hang tight here on AM 1150. As we head into the 4th quarter, the Okanagan Sun leads 60-13 here at the Apple Bowl. Smoke has been, there's just a bit more smoke tonight than there was earlier this evening. I always want to say on the broadcast, our hearts are with everyone here in the Okanagan who are evacuated from wildfires, on alert. It's a tough thing. Not easy.
Some rain would be nice soon.
That'd be good. I hear Edmonton's getting a ton of it. All right, Okanagan Sun punting. Grady Hay boots it from the 40, deep down the right-hand side. It's caught, gets it at the 25, tries to run backwards, can't get anywhere, and he's wrapped up at the 20, losing his helmet in the process. Is one of the Okanagan Sun football players. That's 31 who lost his bucket. Mateo Pelias.
Good coverage, and considering that there was a good punt by Hay, not a lot of height on it, but still, as far as it went without much height, and the contain team did wonderful work to minimize that return to kind of zero.
1st and 10 for the Kodiaks. Cheremshinsky flags on the play, rolls out of the pocket, keeps, throws it out of bounds, but it looks like it was picked off. No. Incomplete.
I'm not sure what these flags are, but 2 referees saw.
I'm seeing a hold almost, but I couldn't tell you. That one again intended for Brown. And if you know it's going to him, double cover him. Force the other guys to make a play. Notice they're playing
illegal substitution. Number 9, Okanagan, 10 years penalty. Result of the play, first down.
So a first down for the Kodiaks with an illegal substitution. That one's going to go on Michael Sneed. But just miscommunication.
Yeah.
Got a timeout, Okanagan.
All right, the Okanagan Sun are going to take a timeout, and we will take one on AM 1150. We'll be right back after this. Near the start of the 4th quarter, the Sun leads 60-13. The Kodiaks got the ball back, and with an illegal substitution, they moved the chains to the 35-yard line, 1st and 10.
Kicking team, number 21, 5-yard penalty, first down.
All right, Coach, you owe me $20. Oh, wait, that was the last play.
That was the last one, yeah.
Shoot. 1st and 10 for the Sun on the far side of the field, going right to left on the 45. Christo still in a quarterback, drops back, throws it deep down the right-hand side of the field. Incomplete, just overthrows his man to make it 2nd and 10.
So when you're up by as many points as they are, and they've now thrown the ball deep twice, and you're kind of wondering, why are they doing that? They're trying to hit the receiver on just a fly pattern down the right-hand side. Overthrew him. A couple of things. You've got to kind of practice stuff as a team. If you haven't had a chance to throw the ball deep, you still got to do it in a game situation. You can't do it just to practice. So that's the only reason why. They're not trying to run up the score. They're just trying to practice.
2nd and 10. Christos has time to throw. Fires it in there, gets his man. Now if he gets the forward progress, that's a first down. That one completed to Chad Alexander.
Well, Alexander ran the pattern deep enough to get the first down, but he was tackled right away, and they prevented him from getting passed over. They needed to cross center field, and he ended up a half a yard short. So.
And they're going to call it, 3rd and short, but they'll go for it.
Absolutely.
In the Canadian game, 1 yard is pretty easy, but anything can happen. 3rd and less than a yard. Going to be a quick handoff. Gets right through. That's Bilo. And he keeps going. And he's down at the 29-yard line. 1st and 10. A huge chunk play from Ethan Bilo.
Well, Ethan Bilo took the ball deep in the backfield, and then what an interesting run.
That was Matt Chapman, otherwise known as Chapo.
What an interesting run. He was very upright. He ran past a lot of players. He fended off a couple, and then there's some that tried to get their arms on him, but I think it was just his speed surprised everybody in the middle. They just shocked.
He's an OKM product.
That's a good
play action pass. Caught by Meikle. Gets 3-4 yards on the play. 2nd down.
Good tackle of Meikle running the out, but a tackle right away. It's a hard-earned yard and a half.
Yeah. Meikle, who played for Kamloops last season, went to Lions camp a few years in a row now. Managed to meet his parents. I said, is it Meikle or Meikle? And they said, hey, that's the best way we've heard it pronounced either way. So I said, okay, Meikle it is. And there was a timeout called on the field, so we'll take another timeout on AM 1150. We'll be right back after this.
If your 50-50 ticket is C, as in cat, 3.
10:04 to go in the ball game. Sun leads 60-13, driving the football. They're on the 31-yard line. It's going to be Christos staying in at quarterback, and it looks like Chapman's in at running back. Play action pass. Christos keeps, runs outside, makes a couple guys miss, has room to run. Fresh real estate, touchdown, Sun. Christos with another 28-yard, 27-yard run.
Stepped up and then in the middle, took off to the outside to the right, and there was nobody out there. Walked in. I think only one of the Okanagan Sun touchdowns has been a pass tonight.
I think you're right, Coach. I think they've all been on the ground. Jackson Allen with 4 touchdowns. He's out of the game now. He's resting up for next week. They go to West Shore.
Yeah.
Christos in at QB. Still no word on Liam Kruger. The extra point's good for the Okanagan Sun. We're going to take another timeout on AM 1150. We'll be right back after this.
Well, I'm glad the Sun have Allen on the bench. You know, as I said when he scored that last touchdown, I said, yeah, you're good for the night. That's it. There's lots of guys out there that need a chance to play.
And another touchdown for the Okanagan Sun. They're up 67-13 here in the fourth quarter with 9:40 left in the game. Kicking the ball back to the Kodiaks. You can hear the siren going. That's the Okanagan Sun alumni. And the kick is away. Deep down the middle. Oh, and he's going to get this one at his own 1. Makes his way to the 5. He's at the 10. Cuts inside, and he's down at the 15. First down, Kodiaks.
Those low kicks are just murder to try and return because they hit the ground. You don't know where they're going to go. This was a low kick, and it bounced starting at around the 20, and went right between the two returners. It ends up picking up at the 1, and then your return team is all thrown off. The timing's all off, and the defenders are coming down there a million miles an hour.
First and 10 for the Kodiaks. No quit in this team. They're going to start on their own 17 on the short side of the field, going left to right. Drops back to pass. It's Cheremshinsky. Throws just a shot in the middle there. Gets his man. Second down. It's about maybe 2 yards on the play. That's Halverson picking that one up.
Nothing fancy. Down.
Second and 7. Alone in the backfield, Cheremshinsky has time to throw. Throws it deep. 3 jerseys there, and it's... Now there's going to be a flag on the play. Incomplete on the field, but flags, I think it's going to be pass interference.
Well, we got 1 receiver and 3 defenders. Yeah, they had.
Oh, unfortunately, pulled him.
Yeah.
That's going to be on Isaac Matiti.
Really kind of like he just grabs him and then hauls him down. I was like, yeah, that was an easy call for a penalty.
And that was Ben Fear, the first time they threw to Ben Fear this whole game.
And that'll be some good coaching point that Prince George will have in film.
Defense. 15-yard penalty.
And they'll say to the quarterback, why did you throw the ball to the one receiver that had 3 defenders around him? What did you see that nobody else is seeing?
And I bet his answer is, I didn't think I'd be playing. You never know. All right, Cheremshinsky gets a first down.
You sound like you've said that before.
Throws down the middle. Incomplete. That one looked like it was intended for Brown. Just underthrew him a bit to make it second down. Makes it sound like I've used that excuse before.
That's right.
What do you think, Coach?
Well, no, I think, there's a lot of pressure on us to make the last 8 minutes of this game entertaining.
Second and 10 here for the Kodiaks. Cheremshinsky alone throws it deep down the right-hand side. And it's intercepted by the Okanagan Sun. No, they're fighting for it. He's got it. First down, Kodiaks.
That was a great
It was
catch.
a big wrestle for the football, but Nick Ramirez hauls it in.
Now, Ramirez is going down the right sideline. He's well covered. The defender is up, but he reaches over top of the Sun defender who's in front of him. And I thought, is it going to be picked off? No, those are Ramirez. That's his arms came over top, and they rolled over, and he had it in his arms.
Yeah, he wrestled that ball out.
That was beautiful.
So that moves him to the 38-yard line. 40-yard throw. Chermshinsky's going to throw it up the middle, incomplete.
Oh.
Don't know who that one was intended for. Might have been Brown, but
I'm not sure either because he had a player crossing short and he had a player crossing deeper, and the deeper player of the two coming from left to right was open. And I thought, oh, that's where he's going to. But maybe he got deflected at the line of scrimmage, but the player I thought he was throwing to was open, but somehow it didn't get there.
2nd and 10. They're on the 38. Throws it deep down the middle, and he in and out of the hands of his receiver. He had him by the numbers. Heartbreaker. Excellent throw from Chermshinsky.
Right down the center of the field. Nobody covered him. Big coverage mistake. That was Tambora.
Yeah, that was Tambora, and
he's got good hands, but always killing himself for this one because it was right there.
I hope he doesn't have to watch that one on game film because he's already upset about it and he already knows what he did wrong.
He's eating up on that. That was 6 points right there, and that was a big defensive breakdown by the Okanagan.
And the Kodiaks are going to go for it on 3rd down, as they should. Chermshinsky looks left, throws it, gets his man. It's caught, and he just can't get quite to the first down. He runs backwards.
Well, it was the wide receiver on the left, and he kind of ran far enough to get the first down, but he wasn't able to break the first tackle. The first player come up, and then
Levi Nugent tried to make something of that, and that'll be a turnover on downs. The Okanagan Sun offense coming back onto the field. 5:52 to go in the ball game. Sun leads 67-13.
Well, it was good work on Prince George being able to move the ball in the air when the Okanagan Sun knew that they were going to try and do that. There's some good points for them to pick up.
1st and 10 for the Sun. They're just going to hand this one off. Runs through a couple of guys, bounces off. Nearly 5 yards on the play. That'll be 2nd down. And that's Ethan Bilo in. Bilo has gotten a lot of reps tonight, which is good to see.
Is that Connolly in a quarterback?
I believe it's Connolly in now.
Yeah. Inside handoff. Picked up 6 yards, nothing fancy.
Liam's a bit of an all-around football player as well. He plays receiver. I think he came up in the system here in Kelowna as well. 2nd and 5 for the Sun. Connolly alone. Throws a dump, and he gets his man. It's caught. Makes a couple guys miss, runs outside, and he's taken down at the 55. 1st down, Sun. It was last week Liam Connolly got his first touchdown in the BCFC.
Just a little center screen, and that was
Bilo again. He's just a feisty little guy.
Well, he was very well hidden.
Yeah.
You couldn't really, all of a sudden, where's he throwing the ball? Oh, there's Bilo right over the top of the middle, and over the middle short, and he rambles for another 20 yards.
1st and 10 on the 55. Connolly alone throws it out to the flats, gets his man. He is absolutely pulverized and loses the football, but they're going to call it dead.
Yeah, no catch.
Incomplete.
Receiver running a short out pattern to the right. The ball was behind him, so he had to kind of stop and come back to it, and that just teed him up for the
Bilo takes a lick on that play.
Yeah, that's a hospital pass, that one.
That's a tough one. He's going to walk off the field or run off the field. Seems okay. He's played great today. Connolly alone in the backfield, throws quick, gets his man. I think they're going to... That's completed for a 5-yard gain. That'll make a 3rd down.
Well, everybody was running short patterns, so he just threw it to the receiver on the right.
And as the Okanagan Sun bring the punt team out, we're going to take a 30-second timeout on AM 1150. We'll be right back after this. Yeah, the clock's winding down. Both teams get your reps in, but the main thing I say at this time of the game, injuries. You just don't want to see injuries. And Bilo took a pretty nasty hit there.
Yeah.
His night's probably over just for safety concerns. it's starting to get really smoky here as well. The punt's away. They're going to get this at the 15. Runs outside, but he has nowhere to go. No room to run.
I mean, that's a 45-yard punt with 0 return. That's great work by the Sun coverage team.
But Grady Hay has been punting 40, 45 yards every time. And
very consistent. He's not going to hit a big bomber, but he's also not going to foul one off.
.257 to go, so that's the 3-minute warning. Kodiaks drop back, throws it down the middle, gets his man. He's tackled down for a gain of 4. 2nd down.
Well, the Sun are going to give you everything all day underneath at this. They've got this game in hand, but Prince George still has to execute, and I think they need to come away from this game running plays properly, running plays well, execute them.
And pride is always on the line here.
Absolutely. You know, they're 2nd and 4. That's a good spot to be. They can run a bunch of different things here now.
Clock winding down, 2 minutes to go, 2:11. Chermshinsky looks to throw down the left-hand side. It's intercepted by the Okanagan Sun, so the Sun get the ball back at the Kodiaks 30.
That's unfortunate. Chermshinsky was looking left all the way. He had 2 receivers, and he kind of threw it in between both of them. It looked like
I thought he caught Ramirez sleeping on that because he was in zone coverage.
Yeah. There seemed to be somebody wasn't running the pattern that the quarterback thought that they were running.
And there's a down Okanagan Sun player, which means we're going to take a quick 30-second timeout on AM 1150. We'll be back right after this. Yeah, the smoke is really starting to come in the Okanagan. So BCFC rules is they use the Environment Canada kind of forecast for smoke and how the quality is, and they determine if they play the morning of.
Mm-hmm.
Sun up 67-13. Minute 55 here in the 4th quarter. Sun 1st and 10 on the Kodiaks 30. Quick run up the middle. Nowhere to go, but he still manages to get 4 or 5 yards out on the play. 2nd down.
Yeah, this is the time of game. We just run the football, get the clock moving.
And we have another down Kodiak. Trainers rushing onto the field. He got hurt on that play.
He's not moving.
No. It's a relatively busy night here in Kelowna for this game. Next week, the Kodiaks, I believe they head to Kamloops. And the Okanagan Sun will be heading to West Shore.
That's always a fun park to play in. Over there in Langford.
That is a...
Yeah.
That's the matchup that's circled on the calendar every year for both teams. They've been at it for the last few seasons, facing each other in the Cullen Cup Championship. Actually, the Cullen Cup was here tonight.
Ah, yes.
Pretty cool to see. Beautiful little trophy. Of course, the one on, I think, Langley's minds, West Shore's minds, and Kelowna's minds is the Canadian Bowl Championship.
Yeah, BC hosts us this year, so that's always something you want to shoot for because it doesn't happen very often.
Well, not only that, for the franchise, they don't have to worry about traveling to the prairies and flying all the way out to Ontario because while it's tough on the team, it's hard on the front office because it costs so much to fly these guys across the country.
Well, getting into the Canadian Bowl is, having been at both ends of it, is a challenge. So you got to travel on the road and you got a lot to organize. But when you're hosting it, oh my, there's a lot of stuff to do to host because you actually have to plan that.
Well, the Sun hosted back in 2000, I think, against, what was it, the Hilltops were here?
Hilltops, and we've hosted since then. But I'm pretty sure. But the logistics, you have to get everything ready to host it, but you don't know if you're going to be because you have to win the championship first.
So that was Keandre Williams who was down. He is walking off the field under his own power. He's going to be in some serious pain tomorrow, poor guy. But it's good to see him walking off. Take your time because we don't want to be. Hopefully he'll be good to go for next week.
It's a long walk when you're that big.
Oh, it's tough. It's a long walk for me.
He's a big dude.
And good to see Keandre's back on his feet, though. All right, plays resumed. About a minute 37 to go here in the ball game. Sun leads 67-13. It's a bad snap, and he's down for a massive loss of 20 yards. So the Sun get pushed back.
Oh, that's just going to drive coaches nuts. You just don't make mental. It doesn't matter what the score is in the game and stuff. You got to execute the play.
Well, Liam Connolly is still new. They're going to mark it as a loss of about 19 yards, almost 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage after that one. Clock winding down here in the game. Grady Hay punting this one away. And we're waiting for the punt. They're going to let the clock go down as far as they can. And he boots it down the right-hand side of the field.
That's a nice kick.
Absolutely perfect punt. Now, no yards is given. He's taken down in his own end zone, but I think they gave him 3 or 4 yards, not 5 yards. There's that halo you got to give him.
Yeah, that was a beautiful punt. That's another solid 45 yards. Lots of hang time, and everybody's right there, but they were a little too close.
Of course, if I was Justin Lutz, I'd be saying, I was too fast, coach. I'm sorry. I can't help it that I'm fast. He got down there.
You sound like you've never said that before.
Never. Well, the story of this game has been penalties, but also Jackson Allen with 4 touchdowns. And we'll have your halftime report or your...
No yards. Number 24, kicking team. 15-yard penalty. First down.
We'll have your post game for Soil to Sod in a few minutes' time here. Yeah, a lot of no yards called today.
And this was a flagrant one. That's why it was 15 yards.
Okay. Chermshinsky throws, has his man, it's caught. Makes a guy miss. Runs outside for a big gain of 25 yards. Clock winding down, though.
Good throw and catch. He's just the wide receiver on the right, just stopped, caught the ball, and then spun around to the outside, and Ullman, the defender, came up, and he's going to get some grief from the coaches on film because he should have made that tackle.
Absolutely. All right, this will be the last play of the game. Clock's at zeros. Kodiaks are going to throw. Plays whistle dead. And it looks like it could have been offside on the Sun.
I think it's offside on the receiver. It's like a procedure penalty, in which case it would be the end of the game.
Kodiaks, 5 yards penalty. Redo the down.
Okay.
So that'll make it 1st and 15 for the final play of the game. 67-13. Likely will be the final score. Drops back to throw. Throws deep down the middle. Nearly intercepted, and that ends the ball game. The Okanagan Sun wins 67-13. Thank you so much for joining us on AM 1150 BCFC TV and TELUS TV. Your post-game report is going to come up in 5 minutes' time on AM 1150. Thanks for joining us. Sun play West Shore next week. Thanks for joining us.
7 o'clock, and again, a reminder for those still here.
The 30, down to the 40. He's got room to run. He's at the 50, the 55, and he's taken down in Kodiaks. Ball snapped, drops back, throws it deep down the left-hand side, and it's caught. What a catch! Okanagan Sun stacking the line of scrimmage. And the kick is up. The kick is good. 3-2 in favor of the Kodiaks right now in the first quarter. We're in 10 for the Sun. Empty backfield. Christos keeps, rolls out the right side, has room to run. He's in the flats. He's alone. He's at the 50, the 55, out of bounds. Back to Jackson Allen. He runs outside the tackle, has room to run, gets to the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown! Jackson Allen. Toby Plett might have been calling an audible almost. Alone in the backfield's Plett. Throws it down the middle. Gets his man. It's caught. And he's got a first down. Maxim Murphy looking for his second field goal of the game. A low snap, but Maxim Murphy gets it away. And that's another field goal for Maxim Murphy. Plett throws it down the left-hand side. And he has a man, and it's caught. He makes his way to the 15, the 5. Touchdown. Kodiaks. That's Brown. Plett throws it down the left-hand side. And he has a man, and it's caught! He makes his way to the 15, the 5! Touchdown! Kodiaks, that's Brown! First and goal for the Sun. Giving it to Allen. Allen runs it out the outside. Touchdown, Sun!
Well, that's what happens when you run the ball.
Kodiaks going left to right. Plett alone in the backfield. Looks, pump fakes, and he's wrapped up whole. It's going to be a sack for the Okanagan Sun.
It's safe.
Plett looks to throw. Down the middle. It's intercepted by the Okanagan Sun, and it's down. And those high knees moving. It's first and goal for the Sun. Hand off to Jackson Allen. No, he's taken out in the backfield. Ball snapped. He's going to keep. Christos runs inside, spins, gets in for a touchdown. They don't have to get to the end zone, but they got to get close. Christos rolls out of the backfield, throws on the run, has his man, it's caught, touchdown, Sun!
Just a little bit short.
Second down. Play action pass, gets his man in the flats, he gets to the first down marker, goes to the 40, he's got room to run, he's alone! Makes his way to the 10, touchdown, Sun!
Well, that was an innocent play that turned it.
Got it to 50. Cuts outside, makes his way to the 55, makes another guy miss, jukes again, goes outside, makes two guys miss. In the third quarter, I'm getting it right back to Allen. Allen runs outside, cuts through, makes his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Sun! 3 backs in with Christos. Christos takes it alone, runs it, takes it in for a touchdown, Sun. The run is Jackson Allen, runs outside, has nobody near him. He's going, he's at the 20, the 10, the 5, outside. And he's out of mackerel. First and goal. Handoff. Allen punches it through. Is he there? Touchdown, Jackson Allen. Less than a yard. Gonna be a quick handoff. Gets right through. That's Bilo. And he keeps going. And he's down at the 29-yard line. Play action pass. Christos keeps, runs outside, makes a couple guys miss. Has room to run. Fresh real estate. Touchdown, Sun. Here for the Kodiaks. Chermashinsky alone. Throws it deep down the right-hand side. And it's intercepted by the Okanagan Sun. No, they're fighting for it. Minutes to go, 2:11. Chermashinsky looks to throw down the left-hand side. It's intercepted by the Okanagan Sun.